What's up? Welcome, YouTube. I am Pace Morby. I'm not Pace Morby. I'm Jamil Damji, and we are here in Phoenix, Arizona for the No One Left Behind Challenge. And we are sitting in a room full of new investors who are here to get their first deal. Now, if you guys are tuning in from YouTube, you have no idea what's been going on here in the morning. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap. Earlier today, the folks that are sitting in this room learned how to get out there and start finding leads. They were taught how to have these appointments set up. They were using specific technology that we've perfected that allows us to generate a tremendous amount of leads so that our closers that are up here on the stage will have people to talk to. Now, guys, if you have ever wanted to know what it feels like to be in a room like this, guys, let them know you're here. Woo! That could be you. Now, if you want to be in this room, get your first deal, then go to startwithsubto.com. Let me make sure that that's correct. Yes, startwithsubto.com and join us for the No One Left Behind Challenge. I can truly tell you that this is a life-changing experience. It's life-changing to be in this room, and everybody in here is going to leave at the end of this week with a tremendous amount of immersed, action-filled knowledge. You guys excited? Yay! Yeah, I'm super excited as well. All right, let's kind of give everybody a rundown on what's going to be happening over the next 5 days. Of course, you guys all had a crash course on lead generation, learning how to get out there and start making appointments. Who got a lot out of today's session? Amazing. Those rainmakers are incredible, and we need them. But understand that everything that you guys got taught today, you can take home and implement. The technology is super simple to use, and it's easy to set these appointments up. And you're going to see today how we're going to take those appointments and we're going to turn those into contracts and eventually turn them into cash. All right? Now, I want to, for a moment, just kind of go over what to expect over the next 5 days. So you know some of these guys that are up on the stage. Who's unfamiliar with some of the folks that are up here right now, our closers? All right, well then, let's start with some introductions. Casey, could you please explain or share with the audience who you are?
You bet. I can project too. Well, I'll just project. I'm Casey Gregerson. I grew up in Wyoming, and today I live in Houston, Texas. Lived there for a while. You bet. Shout out to Houston. But I invest. All my deals are up in Wyoming and Montana, where I grew up. So, yep, a lot of people there are not too many people in Subto you'll hear from Wyoming, so I'm one of the few. And if you have deals in Wyoming, we're definitely looking for them. But yeah, I run an integrated real estate company. We do direct to seller. We have in-house construction and do property management in-house. And then I raise capital through my fund to fund our deals. And I've been in every No One Left Behind challenge since October. So excited to be here with you guys today.
Let's hear it for Casey. Yes. Matthew.
You got it. Hey guys, my name is Matt Starr. I'm from LA. This is not a regular experience for me. I'll be really frank. In fact, this is my first No One Left Behind, so I appreciate you guys for bearing grace with me. My company focuses on agent outreach. Our primary exit is wraparound mortgages. I founded BuyTheRate.com, and we're here to help you guys do as many deals as possible. So afterwards, if you run into me, please reach out. I'd be happy to help you guys market your deals to homestead buyers, help another family get into a home.
Amazing. Let's hear from Matt. All right, Ingrid.
Hello, my name is Ingrid Hernandez. I've also been in the No One Left Behind Challenge since October, here live with Pace and the teams. I run a company where we also do wraps, and we actually wholesale to primary home buyers so that we can bless them with those low interest rates. So if you also have opportunities in Arizona that you would like to sell to primary home buyers who have amazing rates, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. You can find me on Instagram, INGRYD Hernandez, and we can work together.
Ingrid.
Yay.
And our last closer, Jamil Damji.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Pace Morby. Yeah, let's hear it for Pace.
Dude, the team did so good. This room is so nice compared to what it normally is. This is so nice. We get to see everybody in the side chat. Hey, everybody on Zoom, we can see you. We can see your side chat. This is freaking awesome. By the way, this is the first time we've set it up this way, so it's going to be a little bit clunky, so thank you guys for the patience. Matthew Starr, good to see you, bro.
Blessed to be here, brother.
Holy moly.
Absolutely, we made it.
Sweet woman, good to see you. Dude, I appreciate you so freaking much for all you do for the community. Thank you for all the Zooms and all the support. I'm going to be a better closer than all of you guys.
That's running, man.
I think the only person that goes toe-to-toe with me is maybe this woman to my right. And then Jamil comes in with all sorts of heat. It's freaking great.
I do my best, but Ingrid scares me.
Yeah, she's scary.
I legit go to bed at night thinking, I just need to do better than Ingrid.
That's what my husband says too.
Okay, so we've got Kelly Humbarger. Stand up real fast if you don't mind. Okay, so Kelly Humbarger, I get a text message the other day from a newer member of Subto. Her name is Daje. Daje had just done a deal with me. She found a deal, and you helped her. She got a deal, her first ever deal. She then texts me, because now she has my cell phone.
Uh-oh.
And I'm in the middle of like a meeting, a signing. She's like, I have a seller that's in foreclosure, and I need you to get on the phone with the seller. I'm like, that's not the life I live anymore. I have people that can help out with that. Can you reach out to Kelly? And you sat there till like 1 o'clock in the morning in your closet and stopped the foreclosure for the seller. This was last Friday, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Who's buying it? Jamil's buying it?
Yeah, she sold me a deal.
That's messed up.
Wait, it's cash?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy cash. Kelly, how much money are you gonna make on that one? Now that I've wired in EMD, I can't walk away. What are you getting?
We're gonna split between me and the two other guys.
30 grand?
30 G's! Let's go!
Man alive, I passed on this deal. I was in this room signing for another, no, I'm sorry. I was signing with a notary when Daje was like, I need you to drop basically everything you're doing and just help me out. I was like, no, call my team, call Kelly. I'm so glad you're making money on that. What are you gonna do with it? Fix the Kia?
It's only out
She-
scratches.
Okay, no big deal. Guys, was today awesome?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I catch me up to speed. Bobby, did you get everybody dialed in and teaching them how to generate leads?
Yeah, we went through it this morning.
Okay, you went through it. Did everybody get to click the buttons and get to do some of it themselves? Or did they mostly follow along?
Follow along.
Okay, so next month, if you're gonna be here next month, I wanna make sure that people in this room actually do the thing. I don't want people learning, I want people actually doing the thing. If I was in here, I would've been yelling at everybody if that was the case. You guys all learned how to generate leads today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the tough thing. We have leads to call, right?
We do. Yeah, our first lead starts in 15 minutes.
Oh, cool, so we have 15 minutes.
We have 15
to mess around.
We start 13 minutes.
No, 13.
Oh, shoot.
I think you had the 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Who has the 3 o'clock?
I can walk myself out of a missed appointment, missed time. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
I'm good.
yeah, Jamil's very, very good. I'm glad you guys are all here. I want to make sure that the experience that we're now doing in the No One Left Behind Challenge is very different than what we've done in the past. What we've done in the past is the only thing the newbies will do in the whole entire week is set appointments for us, which means you did not generate the leads, you did not comp the properties, you did not fill out the contracts, you just learned how to set appointments. One of the reasons why we did it that way is because we didn't want to overwhelm newbies with like, oh my gosh, it's a fire hose because you're learning so much so fast, right? And so the last 4 or 5 months, that's all we did was appointments. But we got so freaking good at it that by Tuesday in the 5-day challenge, we had an entire week's worth of appointments set from just 10 newbies. So we said, all right, let's amplify this. Let's make it so when people go home, they know where leads come from. They know how to set appointments. They know how to comp a property. They know how to find buyers, and they know how to fill out all 4 different types of contracts. And so you guys will walk away this week knowing all of those things, which is awesome.
You don't even know.
It's
You don't even know how lucky you freaking are. It took me 9 months to figure that out.
Yeah. So all of you guys will get that, and plus everybody watching on Zoom as well. It will be an awesome week. we will stop making calls at what time? What's our last call? 5:15 is our last call, which gives me some time to do some whiteboarding and some other stuff, correct? Thank you, Trish, but for everything you do, I appreciate you.
One of those, that one's in yours.
You guys are giving me too much information on these leads, just so you know.
Well,
Good, sabotage.
Oh, you're round robining them, okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
and stuff is on the back.
Thank you, love.
real quick before we go into this, because I came directly from the airport, I have not been a part of this, and you guys are all new, for the most part. Who's been in Subto for a while? Okay, good to see you. Hi, Christy, good to see you. All right, so there are so many different ways to make money on the phone with an agent. When you are brand new, you will not see all of them, and that's a tough thing. And so tonight, I'll line them all out, but we've counted about 13 different ways to make money with an agent. And what you'll see is that when we see resistance or meet resistance with an agent right out of the gate, we will pivot to one of those other ways to make money. Very, very seldomly will you get an agent that will just say, yep, my client will sell it to you for 50 cents on the dollar. Okay, that's what a typical wholesaler is going to be doing. And so what you're learning in this community is every part of real estate, not just cash offers. Of course, we're going to be submitting cash offers. We're going to be doing that stuff as well. But if you're an agent, we've got one of the top agents in the whole entire country running one of the largest organizations right in second row, by the way. If you're an agent and you've got one of us calling you and dropping 50 cents on the dollar offers, what is your default answer going to be?
No.
Hell no. What are you talking about? That my client needs more money than that. And guess what? They're not wrong. And so we have a lot of different ways that we can make money with these agents. Of course, Subto is one of them. Seller finance is another one. Lease options, wraps, all that kind of stuff. Partnering with the seller, lending money. We have an agent that we did a deal with 4 months ago from the No One Left Behind Challenge that we just, I don't know when we're wiring the money, but you know that Starbucks building that we're wiring $1 million to? Do you know? Have you gotten involved in that yet? Not yet, or yes? Okay. You have, okay. And I think the day we're supposed to wire is the 23rd of April, which is in 2 days? Yes. Okay, cool. So we'll get situations where an agent, and the Philip Gallegos deal, the one in North Scottsdale, the $900,000 loan we did, that came from an agent. So there are, and we're making how much money on that deal? $270,000? $278,000 from an agent who said, no, how dare you give my client a low ball cash offer? And then we go, well, do you have other clients that maybe need money for some of their projects? Yeah, I do. Do you do those? Yeah, we do. And we just did a $900,000 loan for that agent up in North Scottsdale, and our team is making $278,000 on an agent who said no to the cash offer. Woo-hoo. So just understand, you will see all of us pivot and change. We all have different personality types. There's no right way to do this other than to just do this. You should do it in your accent. You should do it in your vernacular. You should do it with your personality. Do not try and be me. Ingrid will never try and be me, and I will never try to be her. Same thing for any of them. We will all have 5 different styles, and all that should tell you is that is perfectly okay for you to have your own style when you do this as well. You ready to make the first call?
I'm ready, yeah. Okay. You know, I wanted to just highlight one thing. One of the things that I think is really special about this challenge is the fact that you guys are in the room fully immersed, right? Mm-hmm. How many of you guys have ever started a new job before, and right before you start that job, they give you like manuals and videos to watch, and they're like, you know, watch these things, read this stuff, and you'll be good to go when you start. And you watch the video and you read the stuff and you get to the office and you have no flipping idea what the hell you're gonna do, right? And it's not until you sit down at your desk and you watch the people beside you doing the work, actually making the calls, doing the things, and you start to really understand what the job is. Who's ever experienced that before? Okay, that's exactly what this is, right? So make those little notes, those little pieces that are going to be really important for you specifically to write down and to learn because they resonate with you on maybe things to say or questions to ask. Write those things down because that's going to be the things that are meaningful to you and will sound real when you're having those conversations with agents. Cool? All right, let's get started. I'm already 20 minutes late. What am I going to say to this guy?
You say?
No, I'm going to tell him I had diarrhea.
I triple dog dare you. I triple dog dare you.
Brian, how you doing? Jamil here. I'm so sorry. I had an appointment to call you like 20 minutes ago. I have turkey tummy from Easter last night. I apologize.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Okay. So I'm calling about the house you've got on Lola Lane in Tempe. I've obviously the market is fast asleep right now, but I still have to make a couple of purchases here in the next little bit for some tax issues. And so I just wanted to get kind of brought up to speed on what's been happening with the listing and see if there's an opportunity for me there. Can you help me out?
Yeah, so I mean, as I'm sure you can tell, it's been listed for a little while now. We were under contract with actually an end buyer,
Okay.
Conventionally financed, and had some delays due to some lender required reports. Actually, not even repairs, just reports. They wanted a structural report because there is evidence of some shifting, and that was old, but it came back. Everything's good.
Okay.
And then the night before closing, they sent me a loan denial saying that due to the uncertainty in the market, the buyer had lost income. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but okay, whatever. So we went back on the market. We've gone under contract, I think, once or twice since then with some different investor buyers, and they just back out. So far, they've just backed out.
Okay.
You know, not even like giving me a chance to try to save it. So.
Okay.
I mean, it's a corporate seller. The numbers are the most important thing.
For me, it is, yeah. I mean, there's two things that are important to me, right? Like, I'm an investor as well, and so I get it. For your corporate seller, there's bottom lines and specifics that they have to meet in order for it to make sense for them. Is there existing financing on the property? Just right out the gate, is there existing financing, and could that financing be transferred over?
No, this seller, I mean, this is a big REIT. They aren't allowed to do anything like that. This one doesn't have any financing as far as I know anyway.
Got it. So they own it outright, cash. Okay, that's actually great information. It gives me something to work with. I was looking at the area, and like most corporate sellers, they did the bare minimum for updates. Not a terrible job, but of course not what the retail market, especially in today's market, is going to expect at that price point, right?
They did. They were a rental company. They
Got it.
They just did it with renters, and that's all they worry about.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm likely going to see this as a reposition, see what I can salvage with respect to the updates that they did, but really try to beautify it a little bit. But I don't have any room at the number that you guys are listed at. And so, given the fact that there's no existing financing, so there's no terms that I could really offer on this, or that you could offer me, how negotiable do you think these guys are? If I came in with a unconditional offer, so you guys couldn't think that I'm going to back out, I'll come in with a nice high earnest deposit and a fast close. How malleable are they to working with something like that?
I'll be honest, not very. I mean, I get offers all the time on this property. It's just
Okay.
the numbers don't work for them. I've got one right now that I'm trying to get them to negotiate with. That's at $359.
That's a good number, man.
That thing is like,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
What it is, you gotta, so like with these corporations, it's a lot of times like the people that I deal with, they have approval to a certain point
Okay.
to do pretty much anything.
Do you sell to these guys, by the way, as well?
I'm sorry?
Do you sell to them as well? Like, let's just say, for instance, I have property, because I have a big portfolio, so maybe there could be an opportunity for us to go the other direction here.
Yeah, they're not buying in the Arizona market right now.
Okay.
Well, they're buying I think they might start buying in Tucson soon, but they're in more of a sell phase than they are a buy phase. I mean,
Understood.
They bought a ton of homes a couple of years ago, then they stopped. It's First Key Homes. You may know.
I know who they are. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty much in more of a sell phase right now.
Okay.
They're not selling a ton in Arizona in all reality. They're just selling the ones more that are problem childs, the ones that either area or just the numbers aren't great.
Got it.
But yeah, so they, like I said, the guy that I deal with, he wants to get these things gone, but he's got to get approval for anything beyond whatever the number is that he's been given approval for.
Okay.
So a lot of times that's the game we play is just, I throw them a number, they try to get it to work on with their higher ups and see what happens from there kind of thing.
Nothing better than real estate bureaucracy. It's like trying to pass a bill with the government right now, trying to get an offer accepted with these guys, it sounds like.
It's funny, 'cause one of the things that I love about my job is that I don't have to deal with the emotions and the roller coasters of regular buyers and sellers.
Right.
But it's just a different type of roller coaster is all it is,
Totally get it.
But I get a lot of wins,
Yep. Well, Brian, listen, I love your attitude, and I appreciate you giving me the information you did. It sounds to me like this one won't really make sense for me right now, but what else do you have in your repertoire right now, or in your listings that could potentially work for me? I fix and flip, I buy and hold, I do co-living, so I make single family homes into little small multifamilies in the west side and in South Phoenix. So is there another listing or another property that you might have coming to market soon that I could look at, or if you have a troubled or a long day on market listing that I could give you an investor offer on right now, I'd love to play ball.
Yeah, so pretty much all I represent are these types of companies. I have 3 different sellers in Arizona. I'm licensed in 7 different states, but I work 4. But I represent 3 different sellers. Basically, it's First Key, American Homes for Rent, and Invitation Homes. And
you're the big cheese, man. That's a good gig. I mean, who'd you have to date for that?
Well, it's like the company I work for has those relationships. It's not my relationship.
Okay, got it.
I'm just the one that gets to do all the work.
I understand.
But so the only one so pretty much First Key and Invitation Homes are the only 2 that ever have distressed properties for me.
Okay.
First Key, I haven't got new properties in a long time, so I've got this one in Tempe. I've got one in Tucson on Chris Oliver Way that also is not very priced well for an investor right now.
Okay.
Invitation Homes, on the other hand, does have they price their homes very aggressively typically because they want quick sales.
Correct.
So I do have one that's on the market right now that's going to be, I'm reviewing offers with the seller tomorrow, and that's 13410 West Rose Lane in Litchfield.
Okay, West Rose, you said? In Litchfield,
Yep.
okay.
It was a hoarder house.
Love it.
And they had a pest infestation and all that fun stuff.
Amazing.
It's been cleaned out. And the pictures on the MLS actually show kitchen cabinets. All the lower kitchen cabinets have been removed.
Were there cockroach eggs behind those cabinets? I've seen that in really bad hoarder situations where the bugs just lay eggs right up the wall.
Oh yeah, it's not pretty. It's still, and there was a mice infestation or a rat infestation, one of the two, I don't know which one it was, but and so they've chewed through they've done some damage to the water lines right there at the sink as well. Like that kitchen sink area is it needs, the wall needs to be opened up and really figure out what all is going on right there. But it's listed at $235, which obviously is an extremely aggressive price. I've got offers up to $325 right now.
Are they all like lots of conditions, yada, yada, yada? I ask because if I came, and I'm unrepresented, by the way, so that might be helpful for your seller, or potentially you could represent me. But my thoughts are, if I came in aggressive, I'm not going to come in that high, but if I came in aggressive with no inspection, $20,000 EMD, close on a specific day, would terms and aggression like that be advantageous to the offer?
Yeah, so my seller, there's pretty much 2 things my seller looks at. Of course, net price is one of the biggest things. That's obviously up there. But the next thing they look at very strongly, which a lot of times will overcome some price, not all price, but some price, is a no inspection. So like if there's no inspection period, they like a sure thing. They don't want to fall through. They don't like playing the game. They want to list it, get it under contract, and get it gone. So they want solid offers and stuff like that. Obviously being underrepresented, that helps because there's no compensation on that side. I'm not allowed to represent you. My seller won't allow it.
Okay.
I will be honest, they don't necessarily like unrepresented offers a lot of times, but
What I could do is I could get a friend who's an agent to represent me, but then I'll just refer the commission back, so they'll just work for free because she's like that.
I'll be honest. It doesn't he's just mentioned it to me that unrepresented isn't his favorite, but like I told him, I said, with investor deals, it's a different ball game than with a normal. For a normal house, I wouldn't want an unrepresented buyer either because they're just a pain in the ass.
Sure.
For investors, it doesn't matter if they're, if you're buying 20 homes a year, who cares? What you're doing.
Exactly.
Yep. So, especially if the terms are right and stuff. So that's not like a deal breaker. It's just something that if I just have to, say, hey, I've talked to this guy, we're good, all that. But it doesn't help or hurt necessarily. It just,
Okay, so her name is Ingrid. My agent friend's name is Ingrid. We're going to present something tonight. Just keep an eye out in your emails for that. And, I'd love if you were an advocate for me in talking to the seller and trying to get this accepted. I'll be aggressive in the offer. Just like I said, no inspection period, nice EMD. And we'll go from there. But Brian, I want you to do me a favor. Save me in your phone as Jamil, cash buyer, turkey tummy or something like that. And it'll just remind you of my how I opened our call today. But keep an eye out for that offer.
Okay.
All right, brother. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. I told you I was going to start it off with I got diarrhea.
Okay, so a couple of things that we want to do after every call is think about who is he talking to. Every agent is a little bit different based on who they're representing. This guy does not represent the sellers directly, actually. He works for a brokerage who has the relationships.
Yep.
It's almost like he's working for Tom Stapley or something.
I think so.
And so this gentleman, what was his name?
Brian Horton.
Okay, so Brian, he works underneath a big company, and Brian has a couple of listings. Okay, he's a listing agent for a bigger brokerage. The companies that he represents are First Key, American Homes for Rent, and Invitation Homes, which are all the big iBuyers. Okay, what iBuyers do is they're the ones that come in and for 10 years straight, we're just buying everything almost full retail, and now they're going through and going, what's not performing, and they're getting rid of those. Okay, and what does that mean? That means that when Jamil is talking to Brian, is he talking to a decision maker? No. He's not even talking to the person who is the decision maker's decision maker.
Correct.
He's like 2 levels away. And so why would Jamil not go to Subto seller finance in this situation? He's not going to get anywhere near a negotiation at all. It's not even worth your time even talking to that person. They'll go, one, this agent doesn't know what that is. He is a listing agent, pretty sharp guy.
Yep.
But he works underneath another person.
Yep.
Okay. And
also those sellers will never do because they don't have retail mortgages on those houses, right? It's big private equity dollars. And so there's no chance for me to get existing financing sent over on that.
They wouldn't do seller finance. They wouldn't do high. By the way, these are all the ways, if you guys want to write them down, that we make money with agents. I'll tell them to you really quickly. If you can't see this, well, you should be able to see it on the screen. So we make money on cash offers, right? Now, where did these leads come from? People that are in the Zoom that weren't here with us all day today. These leads are coming from us sending out letters of intent, right? A soft offer. And for those of you guys that don't know what a letter of intent is, a letter of intent is basically George Strait. Some of my Hispanic friends are like, oh, I don't know who George Strait is.
His name is Jorge Strait.
Yeah, Jorge Strait.
I was born in Jersey.
Okay, so George Strait wrote a song. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? Basically, do you like me? Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? So you guys remember in high school you'd pass notes to a girl or a guy and be like, hey, do you like so and so or do you like me? Do you guys remember this was like a thing back in the day? That's not an offer to date you. That's not a full-on offer. That's like, hey, I intend to potentially ask you on a date. And this, do you like me? Circle yes or no. That's an LOI, okay? It's a very soft offer. It's like a non-committal way of saying, I'm interested in the property, but I'm not making an offer yet. I just want to show you that I'm semi-serious about having a conversation. So the reason these people are getting on the phone with us is Myron, Bobby, everybody else today, all the lead generation you guys watch Bobby talk about today, that has been sent out to these agents who have houses on the market, and we're getting replies back on these emails, and these appointments have been set. So that was an appointment that was set for Jamil. It's pretty simple how this business works. So where did Jamil go? Jamil went cash offer. Jamil then found out who this agent was, what the seller's doing. You understand the reason why they're selling. I always want to know, why is the seller selling? Sadly, most agents don't know the answer to that question. They just go, well, they hired me to list. I don't know. So sometimes you got to ask a couple of questions and figure that out. This, we already got the answer. First Key, a company I used to work for as a contractor, they got so many single family homes in Maricopa County. They're looking at their data and their algorithm saying, get rid of these 50 houses. They're not performing, get rid of them. And so nobody's actually making this decision, a robot is. The robot then tells this human to go list the property on the market. It's not selling for the price they want. Our software picks it up, LOI Blaster, and says, this isn't selling, submit an offer to them. Now Jamil's on the phone. That's how that happened. Okay, does everybody understand that? Give me a yes. Yes. Okay. So did he go through any of these? By the way, it's cash offer, Subto, seller finance, a hybrid between those two, a lease option, executory contract, partner with the seller, lend and list. One of the first deals we ever did in the No One Left Behind Challenge, we made $151,000 on a lend and list. Okay. Other people's properties, which is where Jamil went. Okay, Jamil realized, oh, this cash offer is not going to work with this guy. I'm still going to submit an offer just in case. Probably going to get rejected or not even looked at. So what did Jamil do? Did he sit there and go, okay, well, shucks, this deal didn't work out? Heck no. Like 90% of the deals that you will do will not be about the house that you called about. Remember that. You are not trying to call and close a deal. Did Jamil feel like he was trying to close a deal? No. Now, he instigated and got a little bit deeper and asked some really great questions, but he wasn't trying to close the guy. He wasn't going, wow, man, these guys are out of their freaking mind. Nope, he built a relationship and said, hey, I'd like to do other stuff. Are there other properties? And what did the guy say? I have a hoarder house. Here's the address. Here you go. So that's how you pivot on these calls. Does that take a ton of skill? No, just takes a little bit of awareness, okay? Of course, then we have loans for clients. We've done a lot of that. And buyers. You'll hear us talk about that today. Bird dogging, referrals. Ooh, think about if you call an agent and you're not getting it anywhere with the agent. You go, well, you know what? I'm new to town. I actually have a really great TC. Do you need me to send you a referral? Who's a TC in here? If I sent you a new agent TC and they hired you, you got paid $2,000 on your first file, would you kick me back $500? Yes or sure? Okay. Sure don't pay the bills. I need a yes. Okay, so referrals like TCs, this is another way to make money with agents, is actually send them referrals. And then what happens is that TC will, oh my gosh, that's a whole lesson we don't have time for. What time's the next call supposed to be, like 10 minutes ago?
I'm 18 minutes late.
You're 18 minutes late? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Sabotage, per normal.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm used to it now. Guys, sabotage. Somebody else is 9 minutes late, no?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah?
I'm right there.
Text them. Just tell them you're Latino, we're always late. It's okay.
Yo soy ruso.
I can say it because I am, guys. You can't say if you're not. You have to say Ingrid. Ingrid said so.
Hi, this is Mary Newton. Sorry.
If you don't double dial,
You got triple dial.
you haven't dialed. I actually used to live in these in this neighborhood in the same build out, these townhouses.
Hi, Hi, this is Mary Newton. Sorry,
Mary didn't answer.
Okay.
I'll text Mary.
So who's got the next call?
That's me. Call.
And now we're
Mateo.
5 minutes early?
No, he's
Brother, don't
he's
do
10
that to
minutes
me.
late.
I'm 10 minutes late.
You're 10 minutes late too? How fast are these calls? Every 10 minutes?
Every 15.
But they were supposed to start at 3.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. Cool.
You want me to give it a
Dale.
shot? Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
you have reached April with Century 20.
And this is how you catch up on time.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Don't you worry. Those agents that don't answer will help. Uh-huh. There's a lot of us. Yeah. The non-paying commission one? Yeah. Great. I'll definitely prioritize your deal.
Just sneak a 1%er on
A 1%er? Okay.
You have reached April with Century 21. Please leave a message or send a text message. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1
I'd
for
hang up
more
and send a
options.
text.
To leave a callback number,
Two
press
calls,
5.
one voicemail, then a text.
Okay, that's your style,
my-
right.
Hey, April, what's going on? This is Matthew Starr. Apologies for being a little bit late. My buddy Jamil had some turkey tummy, so I had to help him out. But I am an interested buyer on the Nevada Way property. I'll try and give you a call back in about a couple hours. If you're available before then, shoot me a call back. Appreciate you. Bye.
Nice. Wow, turkey tummy.
Sorry, bud.
That's great.
I got baptized yesterday.
Oh yeah, congratulations!
And I had turkey meatballs for the first time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were they yummy?
They didn't give me diarrhea, so yeah, they were delicious.
Casey, your call's in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I texted them. I think they're ready, unless you want to go. They might be ready early. Go
He's
Go.
he does, boys, just so you guys know, Pace does this. He's sabotager. Yeah. That's how he rolls.
I'll see if it.
Do or die.
No, call him now.
They got a really good name if they pick up.
Hi, you reached Casey Jam with Owen Agent Real Estate.
Casey? His name is Casey?
That's right. He said he had it.
Spelled the same way?
Yep. He did say he had another call that he's working off. I said maybe I'll be early for
I
once.
love a name with a Y.
That's right.
Solid.
Hi, you reached Casey Jam.
On one of my houses? Do you know a house?
Buckeye.
Okay, so it's my turn?
Oh,
Technically,
maybe you can get the triple, but
oh, he triples it.
because he read my text. But.
Hello, it's Casey.
Hey, Casey. This is Casey as well. Hey, I'm a couple minutes early. We still good?
Yeah, sounds good, man. What's up?
Awesome. Sorry, I had to triple dial you. I saw you read my text. I'm like, all right, maybe we got a shot.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Hey, cool. Hey, so cool, man. Thanks for taking the time. And I'll go quick, man. I won't take too much of your time. If I can help you out, awesome. But if not, I'll definitely point you in the right direction. But yeah, I was just calling on this listing that you had here in Tempe. So I was going through. I guess how much time do you have, Casey? You got a couple minutes?
Yeah, I have a couple minutes. Like I said, I think there's another person who will be calling me around 3:45 to talk about this listing as well. So
Okay, perfect. I'll
we'll
be.
see when they chime in. But yeah, tell me what's going on. What you got?
Okay, awesome. So I'm an investor looking at it too, but I've got a bunch of different options so we can approach this. But let me ask you this: have you had a bunch of investor offers already? Because I don't want to waste your time or go down the wrong path.
I've had one investor offer that was like it was like a subject to kind of matter, or like a seller carry essentially, but it kind of worked out to where it was like no interest for like 40 years and it didn't make sense. My client she's very well off, so she's not like looking to just like
dump this thing or like sit
Okay.
there and hold on to it to make zero money off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got it. We'll go with that a little bit more. So she has a loan on the property? Or what, like roughly what does she owe?
No, she owns it free and clear.
Oh, free and clear. Okay, but they wanted no interest for 4 years. That'd have been
Yeah, basically they were like, hey, we're gonna put down 20%, and then they wanted us to finance it at a payment of like $1,800 or some shit like that for like 30 years. And like the way that it worked and they ran the numbers and stuff on it, it ended up being like, it just didn't fly. I can't remember the exact terms on it, but it ended up being like a no interest payment on a seller carry.
on a seller carry. Well, hey, at least they gave you 20% down. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, she's pretty savvy, dude. She can
Yeah.
make more money off of that.
Yeah.
Even if she
Okay.
sold it for cheaper and put her money back into any of her accounts that she has through her like stocks and shit like that, she would make way more money
Make
than
more.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, than a 0%.
Yeah. Got it.
Are you,
But the
do
key-
you got something kind of similar, seller finance types?
I mean, I could go that direction, and that's why I was just running with it, but I caught a couple other ones. But I think, honestly, that might be the best if she, I mean, how important is price to her? Because let me ask one more question before I go there. It sounds like she's got time, like she doesn't need all this money up front. You said she's pretty well off. If we could like get her better terms, sounds like she's maybe open to it.
To be honest with you, that other one, I didn't even present it to her.
Okay.
It just didn't make sense.
Okay,
'Cause,
good. But
again, if she can take it and make 10 to 12% on it with the rest of her money, she's gonna, because that's kind of what she's making in most of her brokerage accounts.
Okay.
And it's a significant amount of money in her brokerage account. So when you add to it, like it accumulates fast for her.
Yeah, and she's sophisticated, obviously knows, and so are you. So I see where you're going. But do you think? I mean, so the way I've done it this way. First off, the fact that it's free and clear makes this way easier to structure, and we could make payments, we could pay interest. Yeah, sounds like we got to find a balance to where we have enough interest that it's making more than she would make in the markets. Is that basically where it's at?
Correct.
Okay. And then how about like, what if she's getting the top price for it, right? And we could pay the full commissions. Because I could pay your market ask right now, right? I could pay all the commissions and make it easy, right? And who knows? I've done some deals like this where we'll actually offer more than what she's asking if that helps make the numbers work. I mean, it's a give and take, right? We can either help her on the payments or the price. But do you feel like selling for top dollar is important to her? I mean, it's important to everybody, but.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I would say. If you want me to present something to her, send something over with your terms that you would think that would fit your guys' model,
Okay.
and also be advantageous to her, and I'll present it to her and I'll run through it and I'll give her the pros and cons. But again, it can't be like a 0% interest loan with just 20% down. That does nothing for her, like, at all.
Well,
She'd probably rather rent it out at that point and just sit on it for a year until the market gets back to where it's at, and then she can get the price that she needs. Plus,
Yes.
she's getting whatever dollar amount. Because I mean, in that area, I'm assuming she can probably get somewhere around $2,500 to $2,800 a month on it.
That was my next question.
It would have to be something equivalent to that kind of deal in order for it to make sense for her. Because otherwise, she just puts it back on the market and rents it out, and she pays taxes on it.
Absolutely. And okay, but was it rent? What was the status of the house before she listed? Was she renting it out?
No, she bought it for her. She bought it for her grandson, so he could go to school at ASU.
Oh, okay.
And he rented it out to three other roommates with him. So they basically were paying whatever rents they were paying, $600, $700, $800 a month. I don't even know what it was.
Okay.
But she basically, he was living there for free while they were covering her whatever investment, getting her investment back. And so now he's graduated, he moved back to San Diego, and she's like, I don't need the house anymore. So.
No, makes sense. Okay. Because here's what I'm thinking, right? The market has softened a little bit, right? And she wants to still get the most, like when the market was a couple years ago. I'm sure she's wanting that price. So I think there's a way to structure this where she could still get that price, but not have to deal with being the property manager or renting it out. Because it sounds like she's moved on from that. Done. She doesn't want to do that anymore, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, because that's what I'm thinking. We could structure this as a win-win to where she doesn't have to deal with it. she can get her number, and and I'll pay interest, all right? I promise I won't ask for 0% interest, but we'll ask you for like a reasonable interest rate. But you think, but I also like bank, okay, let me tell you a little bit more. So I've got about 250 units that I own, and we were buying for years and years using bank financing because rates were low, right? But as of late, rates are way up, and it's a lot, as you know, it's way more challenging to make deals work. So I'm working, honestly, I would say 90% of the deals I'm doing now are just like this, where we find a seller who wants to get the top dollar, right? They can give us at least favorable interest, right? I'm not asking for 0, but I'm not also asking for 10. Do you feel like that's reasonable?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you want to put something together and tell me what your structure is and what you're willing to pay, I'll definitely take it to her and say, hey, here's your options. And then she can, again, she's pretty savvy. So it's one of those things to where, she'll have to look at it, how long is it going to take to recoup what what's going on, or how that all, because I'm assuming you're going to have it at seller financing, so she'll be on as the first lien holder.
Absolutely.
And that goes to some other things too, like she may be able to sell the loan, right?
Yeah, if she wanted to, absolutely.
Yeah. So she could always recoup it that way if she gets the dollar amount on it and she just sells the loan off to somebody else. You want me to text you my email and you can send me over some terms that you guys want?
Absolutely. That's what
present it to her?
Yeah, I'm going to send you we'll send you a little more formal LOI with a couple options. I'm asking questions so I want to put something together that actually can get a response and be helpful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a partner by any chance? Because the other call that I was gonna take was gonna call me at 3:45.
Yeah,
Myron or
that's
something
him.
like that.
That's my partner. You got him. Yep.
Okay.
That was us.
All
I
right,
just
sweet.
jumped. Yep. Yeah. Same
right.
one. So.
So I'm not waiting for another call in case it's
That's
just
right.
the two of us.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Love it.
I'll present anything to her at this point, dude. I will present her, and if I look it over and if it seems like it's reasonable enough and everybody wins in the situation, then I'll give her those options. And at the end of the day, it's really up to her whether she wants to, stay on as a lien holder, and if she doesn't need the money right now and gets that dollar amount, or if she's like, no, I'll just wait until we find the right buyer, or maybe again, we've already had a discussion. She's like, well, I can always rent it out.
Yep.
And I already told her, I was like, I got a property management company I can set you up with, so that's not a problem. You don't have to do anything. You just collect rents.
Yeah. Similar to what basically she'd be the bank in our scenario. Okay. And then just the last little piece of question on this. So how long ago did she buy it? She bought it, and I'll answer that in a second why I'm asking, but like a couple years ago?
2020.
Okay.
2021?
Yeah, 4 to 5 years. Okay. So here's the other kicker. I don't know if you've looked, or she's looked into her tax burden, right? Because I'm sure she probably bought this, or do you know what she initially bought it for? Was it less than what she's listed at now?
4-something, 410.
Oh yeah. So she bought it at 4, and now she's going to sell it over 6. So this could actually, I don't want to go too much into the rabbit hole right now. But if we structured this way, we could pay her off over time. She could avoid some of those capital gains, right? Because this is an investment property, not her primary residence, right?
Correct.
So she'd be paying like $200K. Well, not too, so say she sold at 600, she'd have like $200K in capital gains, roughly, right?
Roughly. I mean, we have some things that we can take out of it, build back in for payments and other shit that she's done to the house.
Cool.
But she's, like I said, she's pretty savvy, dude. She's got money. She's a lawyer, so she's retired, but was a lawyer. She owns like 16 Jiffy Lubes or some shit, amongst some other things. Like she's really savvy. So I'm sure that she has some sort of workaround. It's held in trust.
Okay.
So I don't know, what she's discussed with her accountant about the tax portions of it, but she did not seem to be very concerned about the tax liability on it when we discussed.
You bet. And maybe she'll just pay it, right? But if all else, and again, I'm asking this because if I can set this up to where we pay it down over time, she could pay no taxes on this deal and completely avoid it. And again, I'm just trying to create a win-win.
What are the typical terms? Like, do you ask for 30 years on your seller carry, or what? 10 years, 15 years? Like, what's the? kind of what's your guys' basis on it?
Exactly. Honestly, the majority of mine are between 5 to 10 years. I'll do a balloon, but I'm going to try to amortize it, obviously over 30 to make. I just, to be fully transparent, I got to make sure that the payment, my monthly payment to her, is less than what I would rent it out for, because that's what I'm getting into this deal for, right? I want to keep it as a rental property and add it to my portfolio, right? So as long as we can get a good enough amortization. But I'm not asking her to go for 30 years, unless some people do want to go for 30 years because they want to stretch out the tax part. So that's an option we could put on the table, obviously, when she looks deeper into it.
Yeah, I don't think she has 30 years left in her, bro.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
She's like, I mean, she's savvy and she's there, dude, but she's like late 70s, early 80s, dude. She's not, spring chicken at this point, so.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So probably
yeah,
a 5-year, 10-year balloon, would that be reasonable?
Yeah, I think that would be reasonable. I mean, that would be something that she may actually look into and say, okay, in 5 years, then I can recoup this, and then it would go back into her, trust, and then get divvied up to whomever. Or, again, it's one of those things to where if the terms are well enough on it, we might be able to even shop the lien on it and maybe sell the loan. If she doesn't, So I'll present. I'll present anything you got to send over.
Okay, well, sounds good. Well, I promise I'd be fast, so I'll jump off now, but this is super helpful. I'm going to put together some terms, but at least get us some feedback on this, because these are all flexible, as you can see. I've been asking a lot of questions, and if all else, man, just let her know that, we can help her get the price that she probably wanted to get a year ago when prices were high, and we can lock it in now, and she can make some money in the meantime. I feel like if we present it that way, it could be a win-win for her. You agree?
Yeah, man. Send it over so I can see what the terms are, and
cool.
then I can get with her, and then it'll really be up to her discretion if she's like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Because if she was planning on putting it back on the market or putting it as a rental, but now she's not the landlord anymore, and you guys are then become the landlord, then it takes some of that burden off of her too, but she's still getting the benefits of it.
Exactly.
And getting the price that she wants in case the market shifts within the next year and a half. So I'd be happy to present what you send over as long as it's reasonable terms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when I broke down the loan and then what they were asking for over 30 years based on the payment, it literally, on the last one, it came out to be 0%. I'm like, dude, I can't sell 0%, sell or carry. Great, you put 20% down, but that does nothing for her. The 120 grand for her is, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't really do anything for her. You know?
I lied. One last one. How big of if I can get good interest rate, how big is that down payment? Because my bigger driver, I'll be honest with you, is a low down payment, and I can make a more aggressive monthly payment and pay more interest. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to 20. When I write this up, it's probably less than 20%. But I don't want to.
Yeah, just put in whatever options you have, man, and then I'll give them to her and say, hey, here's the options that he came up with on this. What do you think of these? Are you interested in any of this?
Okay.
Do you want to counter any of these terms? And if you are interested in it,
yep.
And I'll have that conversation with her.
Perfect. All right, Casey, man, appreciate your time, and I'll put this together and then give some feedback.
Sounds good, brother. I will text you my email address right now.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks.
See ya.
Okay, so a couple of things. Number one thing I wrote down was, and I want you to write this down. You have a question?
I do. We're supposed to be looking for pain points, right? So she already bought the house for her grandson. So that's the soft spot there. So we did the 30 years, and you kind of said it would pass it down.
I'll get to that. Great. She hinted on it, but that's the thing that a lot of new people would not pick up. So first thing I want you guys to write down. 1 in 15,000 agents are that smart.
Oh yeah.
He was very.
He's very savvy. He's a
He even knew about selling the notes.
I'm sorry to say this for an agent in the room, but most agents don't like other agents because other agents are stupid. It is just true. If you are an agent, the number one person you hate in this business are agents who blow up deals, and you don't want to hang out. Who's an agent in here that agrees with this 100%? Okay, and how many agents are like, wow, that guy's really smart? When you are new, why am I saying this? Because if you're not an agent and you are brand new, you will hear a conversation like that and go, I can't take calls like that. You won't ever have a call like that. Am I right?
How
Casey,
long
how
have we
many
been
times do you
doing
had an
this?
agent that smart?
Yeah, like
Maybe-
1 in 100.
Okay, 1 in maybe 15,000.
I've been doing this over 20 years. I haven't had a conversation.
Never.
I
Yeah, no
haven't
one's
had a
ever brought it.
conversation like that.
Okay,
Not
before.
so
the note holder, not
just
the note
I want you
holder.
guys to understand that if you are brand new, do not be intimidated by that. And if you do run into something like that, you will have people in your local area in Subto that can help you take those calls. Okay. Second thing I want you to write down is the lady is the deal, not the house. The lady is the deal, not the house.
You didn't sell yourself, Casey.
He started to.
Yeah.
The problem is we are snipers. We are not machine
Yeah, this is
gun
true.
operators, which means we're going to attack one thing at a time. Casey could stay on that phone for 45 minutes, but what he's now doing is he's branding himself as somebody you can't get off the phone. So now that agent who's smart, savvy, and quick is going to go, gosh, dang it, freaking Casey is calling again. So you don't want to stay on the phone and just keep going through and be like, can I tell you one more thing? Can I tell you one more thing? And I did this, and I'm cool, and this, and that, and blah, 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 blah. So how can Casey handle this now going forward is the way that I would set up an email. Casey's experience, so he'll do this however. The way you do this is you send out an email, okay? And that email is subject line, how you win, and I do too. Parentheses, a little. So you say, how you win, and how I do too, just a little. That's the opening line, because he's going to forward this to his seller. Now what you're going to do is you're going to give her multiple options. Option 1 is a cash offer. Hey, here's my cash offer. This is where we would be. Here's what I would have to do. I'd have to go out and get traditional financing. My lender would give me somewhere around 6.5%, which kills this deal. I don't want you to do cash offer. I don't want you to do cash offer. And I'll show you what one of these emails looks like. Tomorrow I'll bring my laptop and I'll show you exactly what the email looks like. Option 2 is seller finance. Okay. And seller finance is you give her better, you ask for better terms right here for you. Okay, which is like low down payment, low interest rate, da da da. Okay, well, maybe tomorrow I'll do this for you guys, like in the evening, I'll actually write the email. The third one is you give better options. I'm sorry, the second one is better options for her. So like a high down payment, good interest rate. The third one is an offer where it benefits you more, lower down payment, lower interest rate. But you write a whole paragraph how you will help her sell the note. Now, for people in here like, I'm new, I have no freaking clue what language you're speaking right now. What that means is, what's the price, Casey?
$620.
Okay, so let's say that she sells this property for $620,000 to Casey. Okay, Casey gives her $20,000 down. Casey finds a family to move into this house that brings, let's say, $40,000 to the table. They cover the $20,000 down payment. Our team makes 20 grand. Following me so far? Okay. That family now starts making payments on that $600,000 that's remaining because we put $20,000 down. Following me? Okay. Guess what you can do with that $600,000? You can take that loan and sell it to somebody who buys notes. And they'll go, I want that loan. And what they'll typically do is the lady, it'll be a loan that's worth $600,000. Why? Because we gave her $20,000 down. So she's only financing $600,000. Following me? Say yes. Yes. Okay. Can I, if somebody owes me $600,000, can I not sell that note to somebody? Will they buy it for $600,000? No. They want an upside. So they might buy it for $525, $550, something like that. So she gets $550 today. The other person waits to receive their full $600,000 plus interest. Does that make sense? I could spend an hour on this during another night, but that's the basics of it. So this lady owns Jiffy Lube. She makes a ton of money doing other stuff. And so her allocation of cash, she bought it for her nephew, didn't work out with her nephew. She doesn't want to do 30 terms because she knows where to put her money. Do you know how many sellers you will also run into that actually know what to do with their money? Zero. Literally 1 in 10,000 sellers will go, I know exactly where my money's going. She puts her money into the market. She makes 10%, something along those lines. Here's what I do in option 3. Option 3, I say, hey, whatever the seller's name is, we will help you sell the note. We have note buyers. We'll help you sell the note. And I would put a little note in here and go, and there's a kicker. We'll actually help you put your money to work. We have 7 different projects. Casey always has projects going on. We can put your money to work at 12%. So not only will you get your $550, but I'll put it to work right now at 12%. Now, if it's me, do you guys ever see my Loom videos that I post in Subto where you guys can click on the thing and I'm talking over my screen share? You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go to the featured section of Subto. I did one this morning, actually. Okay, go to Subto Facebook group, go to the featured section. You'll see that I will talk about the schedule. I'll talk about a lot of stuff, and I'll have a recorded video. I would put one of those videos in this email to this lady, and I would explain my cash offer. I'd explain my seller finance offer, and I'd explain my seller finance offer where I help her sell the note, and I sneak in the little piece there going, hey, I could put your money to work, I have a bunch of projects. What does that do? Shows credibility. She sees my personality. I can explain it to her 1,000 times better than this knucklehead will ever explain it, because he's an agent. He's going to do the least amount of work possible. I'm sorry to agents in here. I'm very, very sorry. You will hear me beat up agents a lot. I love working with agents, but you know as well as I do that most agents make your guys' life a living freaking hell when you're on the other side of the transaction with them, but they make your life really easy because they really are not competition for you. So this is a great deal. What I want out of this is I want this lady as my private money lender. That will bring me way more money than anything else. I want to go wire $1 million to a Starbucks build out. I call her up and go, hey, we got a Starbucks building, you got $1 million cash, I'll pay you 14% interest, 6 months. Done. I give the Starbucks developer the $1 million, I charge them 40%, I'm paying her 14. Okay? And guess what? That's $1 million I could turn over and over and over the rest of my life and give her more money. What's you earning in her market? He said it, 10%. 10%, 12%. If I give her 14%, and it's tied to real estate versus the stock market, do you think I have a shot? Okay, do you see where my brain immediately went, the lady is the deal, not the house. And even if she does not take the offer, guess what she now knows? She knows me. And what I then will do is I'll invite them in the Loom video, hey, I'd love to get on a Zoom call, introduce myself, talk about a couple of my projects, and just get to know you. Maybe the deal works out, but let's experiment and see what happens. And I'd have a non-committal invitation to come on a Zoom with me so I can get to know the lady because that agent's going to try and protect that relationship. Make sense? Great call.
He didn't even present offers that he had on the table to her because he was keeping her, he was doorkeeping.
Yeah.
Right? He's not supposed to do the gatekeeping.
He says, if I like your offer, I'll send it over to her.
Yeah.
But I think he also appreciates
Yeah.
the fact that he's sophisticated enough
To know what she's not gonna
going to
do.
say yes, and
Understood,
he doesn't want to waste her time either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's your
Great
turn,
call.
right?
It's my turn, yeah.
And then I got one.
I sabotage myself, dude.
I know.
My call is at 4. You know, I never do well on calls where you guys give me the full address.
Now you're just trying to make excuses. No.
I have a question.
Yes, your mullet is nice.
Yes, I have no bananas. Oh, I'm too old now.
By the way, I love real estate agents, just FYI.
Yeah, he sleeps with one.
I do.
That's like my favorite joke. He was like, "Do you know a lender?"
You sleep
I'm like,
with
I sleep
your
with my
agent?
lender.
Yeah.
I sleep with my agent and my lender. He's got 2 licenses, guys.
I need to get like a better.
Hello?
Hi, is this Wendy?
Yeah, this is Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. It's Pace. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Fountain Hills House. How's that listing going? I'm calling to see if we can work out a deal.
Okay. We don't have any offers right now.
Okay. Do you feel like maybe it's the snowbirds are starting to leave because of the heat? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And your seller's probably prepared to go through the summer. They're probably okay waiting.
Yeah, they are actually.
actually. He's not in any rush.
Okay, cool. Was it their retirement home?
No.
Okay,
No, just an investment property.
Oh, an investment property in Fountain Hills. Interesting.
Yeah.
And he's getting ready to sell it. He wants to deploy his capital into something else. He has no time, no rush at all. Is his price the most important thing?
Hey, so I'm dealing with kind of an emergency here with my mother. Can I call you back another time?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you. See what I'm
Take care
saying?
of her mama.
Yeah. Not to mention, she started that conversation totally full of shit.
Why?
Well, first she's like, you said to her, do you think it's because the snowbirds are leaving? She's like, yeah. Tell me more about the property. What do they use it for? Oh, it's an investment property? Okay, why is he listing it right now if he's aware that that these snowbirds aren't even here to make...
She might not know what's going on with the listing.
She has no idea what she's doing.
Yeah. I don't ever get, you know what's interesting is how many calls I get with an agent where I'm off the phone in 10 seconds is maybe 1 in 1,000. Usually my average call is like 6 to 7 minutes. Also, we set this appointment so she knew to like expect the call.
Yeah.
A couple of things about agents. If you put me, we have 5 minutes till the next call, right? 4 minutes?
Yep.
Okay. If you put me in Oklahoma with no resources, no nothing, I had to start all the way over, would I call agents?
Yes.
No. My personality type, I prefer to not talk to an agent. Why are we showing you guys how to talk to agents? Yes. So a couple of things. Number one, it's free. It costs no money. So when you're getting started and you don't want to spend a bunch of money practicing, you can get in front of a lot of agents. Number two, the data is also very clear that an agent is having a hard time selling a property. Number three, an agent, when you call them like 90 days on market, right? They've had the house on the market for 90 days. It's the beginning of an expired listing. So what I love more than anything else is calling an expired listing that I've already called the agent for 2 or 3 months and they have resisted, and then we call the seller finally after 3 months, so following up. And we say, hey, did your agent ever submit the offer? No, my agent never submitted the offer. Okay, perfect, I'd love to have a conversation with you. It's way easier to have that conversation when you've already tried to speak to the agent and you've gathered a lot of intel. All of that is also very, very free. But for me, when I'm talking to a seller directly, somebody that's in foreclosure, I know what's going on. When you talk to a seller, you ask them one question, they'll give you a 7-minute answer, giving you everything that's going on. What agents don't do typically in a listing appointment is try and ask exactly what's going on. Why are you selling the house? How can I help you? What's the best scenario for you? What they're trying to do, justifiably, is land the listing appointment. And so they avoid a lot of the conversations that we need to know to submit the best possible offer from an investment standpoint. So when we call them and go, well, what's going on with the house? Some agents, they go, crap, I actually don't know. Or sometimes you'll ask an agent, are they worried about capital gains? How many agents will actually have the answer to that?
Very few.
Almost zero. Okay? And very, very few. Even I don't know if that guy even had the answer. And he's sharp.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not asking the question to their client of, hey, you're selling a property you're making $200,000 on. You sell it, you're paying capital gains tax. The best scenario for you is this kind of offer to walk away with the most amount of money. So it just should highlight to you that most of these agents are not going through the full gamut with their clients, which should give you confidence to talk to agents. The reason why we want you to talk to agents is because they're also freaking friendly and they're so nice. And they're on the other side trying to get the deal done on that seller's behalf. And they will fight for you when they like you. Okay, so when you're newer, it's a really good way to get into the door because you're like, okay, great. The biggest reason why, besides all of those things, another big reason why I should say, because there's the biggest reason is it's free, basically. Another massive reason is because when you get one agent that likes you, they'll send you 10 deals a year. Right, this agent that sent us a $900,000 loan, that lady, she has 6 deals in the pipeline with us right now. I've never met her one time. I only spoke to her during the No One Left Behind Challenge. This year we'll probably make $700,000 from her clients. One agent I've never met before that we called and gave her a lowball offer that did not work out. So agents are awesome because they're out there working on your behalf, gathering clients that need resources that you might have. If I want a deal today, not whether I want to build a whole business, Okay? If I want a deal today, I'm running down to foreclosures. Here's what I would do. I would call expired listings, 1, or 2, I would go, all right, who's getting foreclosed on tomorrow? Literally, who's getting foreclosed on tomorrow? A very typical thing like Kelly Humbarger, this was Thursday night, I get a text message from Dajay. Dajay says, Pace, the seller's gonna lose their house tomorrow. Oh my gosh, the world's falling apart. And for us, we're like, typical. I literally wrote typical to Dajay. She's like, you're not worried? I go, no, this is so common. The seller waits until the day before they're gonna lose their house to go, holy crap, I have to do something. It's literally the night before. So if all you did was today is you pull the foreclosure list, we can show you how to do this tomorrow. But then here's what it's gonna do. It's gonna deviate you and give you shiny object syndrome. You're like, yes, show me shiny object syndrome. We are not doing foreclosures this week. Okay?
Next week?
Here's the thing, in Subto we have 39 Zooms a week. You can go to the foreclosure Zoom on Thursdays and Fridays. You can do that anytime you want. But when you're in the room here, we should stay on one singular focus. So at the end of the week, you go, I know Kung Fu. I've learned Kung Fu. But all I would do is pull a list of who's getting foreclosed on tomorrow, which is like 18 to 20 people, and I would only call those people. And I'd say, hey, you're gonna get foreclosed on tomorrow, how can I help you? That's how she's making 30 grand. Thursday night.
32.
32.
Is it, 30? Okay, sorry.
So
10K
they're
each.
making 30 grand because a seller waited till the last moment, which is very, very, very common. And then I said to Kelly, Dajay, call Kelly Humbarger on my team. She'll help you out. Kelly goes and does the deal, sells it to Jamil. Freaking amazing. Jamil's going to go sell it to a fix and flipper probably.
Wait,
I might fix
are
it.
you going to get a bird dog
Yeah.
fee to Pace?
No, I want her to keep the money.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you should pay me a bird dog fee. Pay me your bird dog fee. I just paid you 2 months ago. I want that money back.
You can just share it.
No, I want you to keep it. Keep it. So,
David, the call at 4:15.
just give me a high five when you close escrow. Close it.
Are we supposed to have like a four-way call? What is this?
No, so it's just going to be John. So Andrew's not going to make it.
Okay.
So you can probably just call John.
This is your call at 4:15?
Yeah.
Okay, so I never have bad calls with an agent, ever. That was probably the worst I'll ever have in my life.
And also, she was so distracted
Yeah.
that you want off that call anyways
Yeah.
at that point. Like, you save your breath, right?
Yeah.
You're better off to get on to the next agent. Don't let your energy get shifted. Don't even, like, he did the exact thing he's supposed to do. Yep, no problem, bye. Carry on. Carry
Yeah.
on. There's 100 more people that want to talk to you with problems that need to be solved, with houses that need to be sold. Let this woman do what she's going to do. At some other point, she might come around.
You'll see some of the calls that we'll have this week. The agents are the freaking nicest people on the planet. And you're just like, you want to come over for dinner like tonight? Let's hang out. You're freaking cool. And so when you understand that those calls are one call away, and we'll have one tonight, like almost guaranteed we'll have one tonight. When you realize it's right around the corner, you don't let any of that kind of stuff bother you. Of like, okay, did I do something wrong? Is how a newbie will think. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, you called an agent who wasn't, trying to fight for their client to sell their house. Here's a question. I don't know if you guys could hear it, she had a faucet running where she was like doing dishes or something. Could you guys hear that? Okay, some people could hear it, other people couldn't. She's at her house cooking dinner. She's not helping her mom. She just made that excuse up. Her client deserves better than that. And guess what? You will meet a lot of agents, sadly, that are just the same way. And you move on, and you don't want to do business with them anyway. You want to find the agents that are freaking awesome that you'll do 1,000 deals with, and that's not one of those agents.
Yep.
Your call's next?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually a really unique thing. I may need your assist.
Okay.
It's a storage condo.
Ooh.
Have you heard of those?
It's a building.
It's a building.
In the facility.
In the facility. Yeah.
Within a storage facility?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Not sure how to feel.
Hello, it's John.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good. Who's this?
This is Ingrid. How are you?
Hi, Ingrid.
We were just on a thread with my partner David.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, John Hammond, isn't he like a famous actor?
No, it's John Hamm.
Oh, damn. A girl can dream, though.
What's that?
I said a girl could dream, though. All right.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near him.
Yeah.
Maybe the old guy from Jurassic Park.
That guy, that's true, huh? Welcome to Jurassic Park. Or I forget what else to do. But anyway, okay. So you have this storage condo, right? This is a newer.
This is the call that we had scheduled for 4:30 today, correct?
Yeah. Oh, 4:30. I have 4:15 on my paper.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
So sorry, I'm early. Do you have a 4:30 as well? Or am I 4:30?
With David Villapando.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's my
Same
guy.
person?
David V. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that if I was taking this call, that I wasn't messing up somebody else's call that was scheduled.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. Well, this is the property out on Willis Road.
It is.
Very
And
cool.
Let me explain how this works.
Yeah.
There are approximately 150 units there.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have for sale is a portfolio within the same complex.
Interesting.
It's 13 units,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got 3 units leased out of the 13. And the seller would do a 1-year rent guarantee as we continue to lease it up.
Oh.
So we have it listed for 3.9,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes out to about let me look at been looking at so many deals lately. I want to make sure I don't misquote. Hang on just a moment.
You're looking at that many deals, then we should definitely become friends.
Hang on just a moment.
Do you work for Keller Williams?
KW Commercial. It's a division of Keller Williams.
Oh, fantastic. That's who I got started when I first got my license. They're great. They're a great team.
Good. So our pro forma, yes, they are. Their pro forma that we have is 6.25 cap. That's at 100% occupied. So I have an OM that shows at 15%, which as actual, but we have a couple more that have been leased since then.
Okay.
So that is the way it breaks down. And the park itself has video surveillance. It's got security gates, etc. Each one of the units are climate controlled, and they're about 1,040 square feet each. There's one in that set that's a little bit larger at 1,080 square feet. But
And then are these triple net? Is that, or?
They are.
Okay.
They are triple net leases, and we've been leasing them at $18 a square foot triple net. And the triple nets would have the HOA and then the property taxes on top of that. So each one has property taxes of about $1,400 a year.
Okay.
It's paid semi-annually.
Yeah, and these are really well located right off that 202, it looks like.
You bet.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're going to have a car show on May 3rd
Mhm.
called Hot Cars and Coffee. And we'll have several nice show cars there. We'll have a couple of RVs, a couple of boats, some food, some music. It'll be from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it might be a good opportunity to come out and take a look.
Totally. Sounds fantastic. Who do you see are mostly the kind of clients that, or the kinds of tenants that leverage these units?
Well, these are people who are high-end car collectors. They are hobbyists.
Mm-hmm.
They're people who need a place to store their expensive coaches, maybe boats. We have one group that owns 3 units, and they actually do equipment rental for parties. So they store a bunch of tables and chairs and other stuff in there, and they'll book an event, and then a box truck will come and get a bunch of that stuff and then take it out.
Yeah.
We have hobbyists that are working on their vehicles. We've got.
So you do allow for like flex space, so it's not necessarily just storage. They can actually be active on the property.
They can be active on the property. The only caveat is that they can't be selling to the public where they would have customers coming to the door.
Got it. So like if I had like electricians or plumbers, they could run their business from there. They just can't have consumers going on the property.
That's correct.
Okay. This is great. This is fantastic, actually. Just because I know flex properties, especially in the East Valley, are really, really hard to come by.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 3 tenants I've got in there now, one is a guy who just needs extra storage for his business. Another, the one next to him, has a large format printer because he does murals and that sort of thing. And his wife has a food truck, so they needed a place to store the food truck as well.
Okay.
And then we've got Cornerstone Church, who needed a place to build sets for their events and that sort of thing. So they do a little bit of a workshop, and they put these sets for plays and that sort of thing together there.
That's cool. That's awesome. And then the seller who is selling these units, are there any, because you said that they were willing to guarantee the 1 year of rent.
Correct.
Is there any sort of capital gains or any sort of conditions that might favor putting something into terms that maybe would allow them to stretch out what that looks like for them? Or does it have to be like a cash or finance deal completely at that 3.9?
Are you asking if they would do seller financing?
Yeah.
They're not interested in doing seller financing.
Okay. Do you know why?
They just would prefer to just capitalize it. Everyone else has been paying cash or financing. I did ask them again about seller financing, and he just didn't know if he could be competitive with what the banks are offering.
Got it.
Because his cost of money, and he'd have to offer it about 8%, and it just didn't make sense when you're competing with banks that are 7.25%.
Got it. Okay. So they're saying, you're better off just going to get this financed because their interest rate is much higher. So they're holding on to some cash, maybe through a syndication or something, right?
Correct. There are other partners within the complex. It's the ownership group that I work for, that I have a listing with. I've got about 25 or 30 vacant.
Yeah, I have them on mute. Okay, thank you for saying that.
This
is a tag team.
Building 7, I have not sold units in there on purpose. We're doing leasing in that particular building only so that it's attractive for a triple net buyer.
Okay, that makes sense because it would be hard for me to go get financing if these units are still not leased out. Obviously, I have to have some performance requirements. So is that why he's saying he'll guarantee a year's worth of rent? But I don't know if a lender would take that. It's almost fraudulent, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
Well,
it's not legal.
I don't see how it is if I have to fake that it's a lease.
It's a rent guarantee, but it's not a lease.
Yeah.
Well, I always cringe when I hear the word fraudulent. So it's
That's good. I'm happy you cringed. I want to make sure I'm doing things on the up and up myself, Yeah.
Certainly not intending to do anything fraudulent.
Sure.
But,
And maybe that word was too strongly used. If you ever talk to my husband, I know how to win a debate, so forgive me. Maybe I used strong language when I shouldn't have.
No worries. Point goes to you.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah. If only this was pickleball. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to take this back to my partners who are amazing capital raisers to see could we get some long-term financing on this, given the fact that this is not necessarily rented out, and then understand some of the conditions around the rent to make sure that if he was going to guarantee rent, does that even make sense to an institutional lender? Because again, I want to make sure that that's on the up and up. If not, I'll come back.
That would be held in escrow.
Okay.
And, so that amount for that rent would just be put into escrow.
Okay, that's good to know. Let me see what some of my lenders would say about doing something like that. But again, I know that these flex spaces are in demand. I just want to make sure that it makes sense, and then just come back to you. And maybe I can just give you 2 ways around it, right? I think what I heard you say is that there's already debt on this. It's just at a higher interest. I would love to understand what that balance looks like to see if maybe it is something that maybe we can take over and then refinance long term.
The building 7 is not capitalized by itself.
Oh, I see.
So it's a subset of the
Got it, because it's
left in the park.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So the lend is on the complete park, and then this is just a portion of it. Okay.
If I own building 7, here's what I've been doing. I've been offering a minimum of 13-month leases with 1 month free, or for a 18-month lease, we would give a 2-month free consolation. So concession, not consolation, which has been a good incentive for the people who have leased. If I had this building and I offered it for 3-month leases or short-term leases, I'd have everything filled. But it would be a lot more management than I want.
Got it. Yeah,
And
it's easier to go
I
get
think-
those shorter terms.
Yeah, I think there's a huge demand for like 90-day leases, where people come in and say, yeah, I just need it for 90 days or I need it for 60 days. And then you would be able to probably charge a little bit more, but then you're managing the shorter term leases.
Yeah.
And it's not something that my owner wanted to do.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And you believe, you as a property manager, sounds like you would be able to get these 90-day leases maybe on a faster, like on a cyclical 3-month turnaround?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Mm.
But I'm not interested in managing it.
You're not?
But no.
You big tease? Okay. I thought you did want to
No,
to
I
do
don't.
it. Oh, okay.
It'd be a real conflict with what I'm doing, and but whoever buys the building could certainly manage it. And
Yeah.
I really believe that you could lease those out on a regular basis based on the number of inquiries that we've had for shorter terms.
Got it. Okay.
My partner Andrew is nodding his head over here because he takes a lot of the calls.
Yeah. Everybody wants a 90-day lease. Okay. Well, I'm going to take this information back over to my partners and see like what we want to do with it then, and go from there. You said you're in the commercial division with Keller Williams. We're always looking for flex spaces like this, maybe mobile home parks, RV parks, in case that comes your way. And we do offer cash or creative. Or if you come around to any of your clients who need some cash for, some of their projects, I'd be happy to talk to you about seeing if maybe we can help in that regard too. So just letting you know some of the things that we have to offer in case this might not be the thing, but it certainly does have a lot of positive things to it, and obviously some negative if it's not fully leased out right now.
Sure.
Okay, great.
Well, I did learn something about you.
What's that?
Sounds to me like you're a pickleball shark.
Ah, yes. You should say, yeah. I heard it's good to start early because if the later you do it in age, you might break a hip. So I might as well start now. So, okay.
I'm 67. I'm leaving tomorrow morning for Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, for a VIP retreat for KW Commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And on Wednesday afternoon, we got to choose different events. So I chose the pickleball clinic so I could learn how to play. So
That's
if I bust
fantastic.
a hip, I'll let you know.
All right, we'll stretch. Trust me, you'll want to stretch.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it was nice talking to you, John. Let me see what we can put together, and then I'll get back to you. Does that sound good?
Thank you. And your name one more time is?
Ingrid with a Y, Ingryd.
Okay, Ingrid. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See, agents are nice, right? But this was a commercial property, so it's just a little different dynamic there. Oh, we got somebody with their hands up.
I have a question.
Yes.
That list that Andrew has, if I'm gonna do this, I'd be asking him for it. So give me that list of callers.
Oh, absolutely.
I
So that's
want it
part
now.
of
You
due
don't wanna do it,
diligence,
but-
especially when you're doing commercial stuff. So I'll give you an example. I've had people who do multifamily, and they say, oh, we've had a lot of inquiries. I'm like, okay, document those inquiries, and where did you market, so that we can prove out that there is in fact demand. That is part of due diligence, but that's a great call out. Yeah.
Something that popped into my head as this was going, so many things were coming up for me, but these are the initials that I was thinking about, right? So this agent's selling this at a 6.25% cap, fully leased. So what does that tell you?
It's worth less.
It's not a 6.25 cap. It's like not even a 1 cap with only 3 of the 13 leased. And so that rent guarantee, that's smoke and mirrors. That's smoke and mirrors to try to tell somebody, don't worry guys, we'll have this, like you're guaranteed rent for an entire 12 months here, we got you.
Yeah.
They're not able to lease these things out.
Yeah.
Is what is really happening. And so they're like, just sell it, we're gonna guarantee the rents with your money.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what this guy's trying to do. So that I would have been like, hey, I don't understand what you're doing here. It's not a 6 cap. This is like not even a 1 cap. You have 3 of the 13 leased, and you guys are not interested in
Right.
terms? What are you talking about?
Yeah, totally.
I could be your savior over here and fix this entire thing, because I could probably get these things figured out. But how this is working right now, you guys are up a creek with no
yeah.
paddle.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Why not deduct the rent from the price?
Well, that's essentially what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's going to take a year's rent from what if Ingrid was to buy this with financing or buy it with cash.
Casey? Or?
He's putting it in escrow to pay it, to kind of pay it back to her for rent, which is again not proper.
Sorry, I stayed on that call too long.
No, I'm glad you were on the call. It was a great call. The other thing too is remember that you're not trying to close on every call.
Yep.
And so sometimes you build a relationship and then you come back. What we will not show you this week, because it will get you shiny object syndrome, is a CRM. Okay, CRM is a customer relationship management tool, right? So what you'd be doing is you'd put that agent in for follow-up for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Hey, how's it going?
Yep.
And guess what would happen? I still wouldn't bring up any of the stuff they're bringing up. I'd check back in another month. He's not selling that. He's not selling it for the price. And that is a good thing. It gives me the ability to follow up long term. That's where we get a lot of our deals. 70% of your deals will require 13 follow-ups. And by the way, a follow-up is not a long 7-minute call. Sometimes it's just a text. Hey, just checking in. Any new news? Nope. Cool, that was a follow-up. So 70% of your deals, 30% of them you'll get on your first call. Like you'll talk to an agent, you guys will see stuff where you're like, all right, we'll send over an offer. That will happen this week. That will happen this week. But 70% of them require 13 follow-ups or more. That has been that way since 2012, 2013 when I first got into the business. Most of them require multiple follow-ups. And Yurzan, good to see you, brother. He's in the side chat. He says, I just signed a deal today after 75 follow-ups.
Wow.
Oh, bro.
I've seen like 300. We have Erin Moore in the community. She is a stewardess for Delta, and she followed up with this seller for 13 months, and it was like 4 or 5 follow-ups every couple of weeks. I think it was something like close to 100 follow-ups.
Wow.
And she got the deal at the price they originally agreed to a year and a half prior, and she made $180,000.
Awesome.
That just happened a couple months ago. So,
but how many people follow up like that?
None.
None.
Yeah.
So you be that person that does it, and you're way ahead of the curve. You're the winner of the race because you just did the thing.
the thing you got to remember about agent outreach is that you are not trying to close the house or the property that you are calling about. You are trying to build a relationship with that person. Ingrid did a great job. Everybody here has done a great job of doing that. You're not trying to close the deal. Why do we like calling agents? Is because that's the fact. The fact is I don't have to try and close them. Most of the houses I buy with agents are not the house that we called about, which takes all the pressure off of like, I'm not trying to close this deal. I will never try and close one of these houses that we are calling about. It is simply an excuse to call the agent about something meaningful rather than going, hi agent, my name is Pace. You're an agent. I don't know what to talk to you about. Okay, and the better you get, and we'll filter this. Who's the next call? Casey? We'll show you guys how to filter, but if I wanted to talk to an agent that's really willing to talk to me, should I call agents that just listed the house yesterday?
No.
No. So you can filter how much pain you want to talk to the agent. You can call an agent on day 150, which means that house has been listed and they're 30 days away from getting fired. Do you think they're going to have a little bit more motivation to talk to you than the agent who just listed yesterday? So less calls, less agents, however, way more meaningful. When we're doing a lot of calls and we're going round robin, I don't know how long they've been on market. Okay, so the first lady I talked to, interesting. Last thing I'll say, Casey, and then I'll have you call. I know I'm sabotaging you. Or is your call not for 4 more minutes?
It's 11 minutes ago.
Dang it! So sorry.
It took too long.
Last.
I have to be more aware of that.
No, this is all good. This is the haphazard, beautiful. It's beautiful chaos. It's good stuff. So do you guys know the average days on market in your city? The answer is probably no to most people in here. You should ask that question and Google that tonight, or ask ChatGPT, what's the average days on market right now in my market? Our average days on market right now is about 80, which means a house will not sell for 80 days. So if you've got me calling an agent that has only had the house listed for 53 days, do we expect that agent to be motivated to call me or to lie and say she's helping her mom? Okay? You will see that when you call an agent that's 120 days and your market average sells a house in 80, that agent is sweating bullets. And they will try and get that deal done as much as possible. An agent will go from, no, my seller's not interested in seller finance, to, holy crap, yes, let's do seller finance. Okay.
You'll pay my commissions? Yes.
Yes. All right, Casey, you're up. I'm sorry I took so much time.
Oh, good. No, he's aware, so we're good.
Okay.
David, on this one, it was it looks like it was about to go to foreclosure. I don't know if did we have any details on that? If not, I'm going to get it.
We don't
Skylar, it's 3661 East Stampede Drive. I don't need it. I'm just curious if.
We didn't have any other.
Okay. Well, and to Pace's point, this one is listed for only 11 days, so it'll be a little different conversation. But
is it in foreclosure?
It says it was. Yeah, it looked like it went to. I didn't go too deep, but foreclosure auction was 3/7/2025, a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so everybody, when you go home and you're pulling the list that you guys saw today, Myron walked through how to pull the list and how to filter. You guys all saw that today? Yes? You can go and say, I don't want to talk to agents until they've been on the market for 100 days. Very simple. Would I call, if I have a big team, would I call somebody days on market 11? Yes, I would. Why? Because I need more leads for a big team. If it's just me, I wouldn't waste my time for anything less than 90. Why? Because my market sells in 80. They're not going to feel pain until 81. By the way, the agents know what the average days on market is because they're constantly justifying that to the seller. Well, the average days on market are 80, so don't worry. I know we're at day 62. The agents know it intimately, okay? So 11 days on market. Let's see how this call goes.
Sounds good.
I already know it's going to be a good follow-up. He's not going to close 11 days on market on the first call unless they are in foreclosure and they're about to lose the property. You're probably going to set up, well, when's a good time for me to follow up if you guys don't sell? You're probably going to set up a 30-day follow-up, something along those lines.
Exactly.
Tammy with pickleball? I was totally lying about pickleballing. I've literally only pickleballed one time. Sometimes you get the quote, the
download?
Yeah, like God was like, talk to him about pickleball, and then boom, he's signed up for pickleball. How the hell would I know that? I don't know. You kind of figure it out while you're on the phone sometimes.
Hey, Skylar.
How are you?
Gotcha. Hey, you're doing great. How are you?
Good.
Hey, you know what? I thought I was going to be early and late, but anyway. Is it now still a good time?
Fine, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Awesome.
is fine.
First off, I love the spelling. I've never seen Skylar like that. How often do people misspell your name?
Oh, every single day.
Every single day. I thought I had a bad one. My last name is Gregerson with all E's, and it's never been done right in my 38 years of life. But anyway, I figured you'd appreciate that. Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so I'll jump in. I won't take too. Honestly, I'm going to try to go pretty quick because I want to see if I can help you, and if not, there'll be other deals we can work together on. But on this one, so it looks like the foreclosure just happened, and how are you? Get me up to speed on that.
So the foreclosure date is actually June 6th.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So right now it's listed as a short sale. We got approval from the bank to list it at 485. So, it's banks maybe like anywhere within 3% of that is what they will be accepting.
Got it. Okay, so you guys were hired by the bank. Okay, is that so? I saw you work for Eric, right? So is Eric the broker, and he specializes on these
So
REOs?
Eric's actually my team lead, and this was one of my clients who had reached out to me a while back, who was trying to get their house sold, but just with things in their life, I couldn't officially become the listing agent until both parties agreed.
Okay.
So they finally agreed, so we just put it on the market and are just trying to get it sold before it goes into foreclosure.
Got it. Okay. Because do you do quite a few listings like this, or is just a unique one?
No, this is my first one. This is actually my first listing as well, so it's
Oh,
been
wow.
a unique situation.
Exactly. Well, there you go.
Lot, so.
Oh, that's unbelievable. You're going to learn so much in this first one. That's good. And I can tell you're pretty eager. Okay. So this one is definitely, I'm not quite sure how much we're going to be able to help you on this one, but sounds like, let me ask you this. You guys, so 11 days, so you started the listing 11 days ago. Have you guys had any offers now that you've been able to drop it down to the 485 number?
Yeah, we have had a few offers. We've had a few, I think it's called subject to offers, and like assumptions, but unfortunately we just can't accept those. We just need a cash offer. So.
Really? Tell me more. Tell me more. How come they couldn't take the Subto offers?
Honestly, my team lead, Eric's dad, actually, he has done short sales before and has been in the business for like over 20 years. And we were on a phone call with the investor, I guess, who was doing the subject to. And just because the people's names would still be on the mortgage, I guess, or something.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Yeah. They don't want it in their names at all anymore. It needs to be completely taken off from them.
Understood. And that might be, I want to give you a couple options, and that one could still be an option, but just to talk that through, because the thing there is we would have to cash up the full amount. So what do you know roughly what they owe on the loan? Because you mentioned it's a short sale.
514.
514. Okay, so sounds like they would rather take the short sale option and have it gone versus.
Mortgage hasn't been paid since August.
August. Do you know what their arrears are total?
I do not know the total.
That's
though.
okay. Ballpark even? It's okay if you don't. I'm just because I want to give you a couple options here.
Their mortgage is $2,800 a month. So let's see. August was.
Oh yeah, I can do the math there. Since August, late since August. Okay. Okay, and then $2,800. That was my next question. Was their monthly payment? Because I want to look at this a couple ways, right? We could do the cash offer. Okay, but if we. I don't know, it just might be, last thing, do you know what their rate was? I'm sure you guys looked into that.
4%.
4%, okay. Because there might be there's obviously some value there, right? I just got to play with the numbers, right? Because I could do the cash offer, but as you probably know, I'm an investor, right? If I go to the bank now and I borrow, even if I pay the full, what are we at, 485, like that deal at like, I'm an investor, I'm paying like 8-9%. Right. So anyway, so it might be worth catching it up. And I totally get that most people don't fully understand Subto. And well, let me ask you this: did they say why they were so concerned about having it in their name? Was they just worried about not getting another loan, or I mean, they were about to go into foreclosure, so it might help actually.
It's a nasty divorce situation.
Oh, okay.
So they just don't want to have anything together.
Okay.
They just need it.
Got it. And I guess the other reason I'm asking some of these questions, Skylar, is I'm going to put this together, and I think the answer is probably no right now. But if you because if somebody else comes in here and offers you and can take the short sale number, like that makes sense. You guys should definitely do that. But I'm saying if that doesn't work down the road, I think we could structure this to where, yes, it's going to be in their name still, but we can protect them well. I mean, I can show you guys all the deals that I've done, actually subject to, that we've been paying on for years. So we can cross that bridge down the road, but I just want to kind of plant that seed if that's okay.
Yeah. Can you explain to me more what subject to is? Because there's been probably 2 or 3 offers now that are subject to, and someone kind of explained it on the phone, but I don't fully get it.
Absolutely. Well, what do they, catch me up, what did they explain to you? Because then I'll fill in the gaps.
Well, it was just their letters of intent they sent me, and then they had a little document of what it is, how they would be just paying the mortgage, getting them caught up. And I'm like, how does that benefit you guys, right?
Yes.
If you were to come in as an investor.
Yes. Skylar, the fact that you're asking this question right now on your first listing is awesome, because so many agents, I talk to them all, yes, you're welcome. We talk to agents all the time, and they have no idea, and nor do they even care to understand, right? But you're going to do more deals because you understand this. This is gold. So, okay. So subject to, I'll give it in a nutshell, and I could tell you more on another call. But essentially, we take over their mortgage, right? The deed will change, right? When we close, we'll do this through the title company, right? It's not like a handshake, we do this through the title company. We'll change the deed to our name, right? But the mortgage will stay in their name. But we'll sign other documents to make sure that they understand we are accountable for that mortgage, right? That it will still be in their name. And there's some other cool things to where the way we structure it, they can actually go get another home loan, even though this will still be on their credit. But here's the kicker, Skylar, on this situation. Right now they're behind, right? So their credit is tanking, right? If we do this structure, we will catch up the loan. Now they'll be paid current. They'll avoid foreclosure. Now, guess what their credit's going to do? It's gonna rebound, right? Yep. And then they can actually maybe go buy another house someday. So anyway, there's a lot. And then my benefit, you understand my benefit, right? I get a 4% loan. I'm going to turn around and rent this out, or I might do a lease to own. But I have a portfolio of about 250 properties, and I've been growing that in the last couple of years with high interest rates by doing exactly this. I'm buying them with terms. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the 2-minute version. I could give you an hour course if you wanted, and if you wanted, I'll help you out, because I can tell you're eager to learn. Okay.
Yeah, this is a VA loan too, so he would lose his VA benefits.
Okay.
I don't know if that changes anything on your guys' end.
Yeah. Well, there's some ways to work. Okay, and we'll work through that too. You know what it sounds like? Sounds like the first person that made the offer, Subto, didn't know what they're doing, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there. So.
Yeah, he didn't even know it was a short sale.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, let me run some numbers on this. And what do you think would be next best step? Can I present this on, what I usually do is present this in an LOI, just a 1-pager. Sounds like you already had one, but I'll be a little bit more thorough, and I can walk you through kind of what we talked about. And I can put together the cash offer, but I got to rerun my numbers, and I don't even know if the bank would accept my cash offer right now, being honest.
Yeah, maybe I'll call the bank again, and I'll ask them about this and see if that's something they would accept. I don't know, I wouldn't, and then I'll...
Yeah, so to correct you, that'd be a different path. If we decide to go down the Subto path, we're gonna capture the payments. The whole short sale thing, right? We're gonna avoid all that. We're just gonna catch them up, and the loan's gonna be current. The bank's gonna be happy, right? And then we're gonna go a different path. But we definitely don't call and tell the bank that we want to do a Subto. That will make it go sideways. But we can look at both options, right? So what I'll do is I'll send you an LOI with 2 options. And then will you just keep me in the loop, right? If you guys get, as I said earlier, if you get a full price offer right now and can pay your commission and everything, you should do that. I don't know if that's going to be us, just because of the numbers on this thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm understanding. So you would just catch them up. So where does the payment go through then if you're catching them up? Because I have been in contact. There's someone who's handling the case from Penny Mac who's been reaching out to me.
We would use we'll use a title company or an escrow company, and we would wire funds to catch them up. We're also going to I think we can pay your commission on this as well. So we would catch up your commission, catch up their arrears, and then take over the note. But again, this is a big amount. I did the quick math. You're probably at least $25,000 behind. So I got to run some numbers and make sure we can do that. And then, because you definitely should be paid. And I want to make sure all that will work. So I got to work through those numbers. But these are really good questions. Anything else you could think of?
I think that was all that came to my mind, actually.
Okay, well, I'm sure there'll be more. You got my number, and we can continue to go back and forth. But even if this one doesn't work, I'd love for you to find more people just like this out there that are in the same situation. Now that you understand it, you can bring it to us, and then you can get paid the commission.
That'd be great. Yeah. Everyone has to find their niche, right? This might just be mine, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt. But
there you go. Once you figure it out, very few people know how to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Skylar. Well, I got your email. I'm pretty sure. If not, I'll get it from you via text, and I'll send this off. And then let's kind of go back and forth, and let's get them an option in front of them. And it might be a no today, but down the road they might want to jump on it. Well, we just got to make sure before June. I see June's the hard deadline.
Yeah.
They don't want to go to foreclosure. We can for sure save that foreclosure. Just know that.
Okay.
And if all else, we're an ace in your back pocket, right? If you get down close to that deadline, we're here to help.
Awesome. Well, thank you for answering all my questions.
Absolutely. Thanks, Skylar.
Have a good one.
All right. See ya.
Okay, so I wrote down in the very beginning when she said we can't accept a Subto offer. I wrote down she has no idea what Subto means. And her broker, Eric, I wrote down, Eric is an idiot. He's been doing this business for 20 years. Think about this as an agent. I would rather my client go to short sale.
Foreclosure.
And how long does a short sale stay on your credit?
3 years. 4 years?
Hold on. Let's be honest here.
I've been short sold.
Okay, I have too. I just went and got an RV refinance. I got short sold on in 2009. They pulled my short sell up from 16 years ago.
Wow. It still was derogatory on your file.
No.
Okay.
They when they go do like there you go. They never. So here's what happens. It depends on what type of loan you're getting and what type of credit profile they're pulling. If they're pulling a residential mortgage and you're going to go get another mortgage, yes. But if you want to go get an SBA loan, you're going to get a commercial loan, like buy a business or do something like that, a short sale will never leave your credit. Ever, ever, never.
Scarlet letter.
It's the scarlet letter. So you'd rather your client have a short sale in their name for the rest of their life, or hell, even the next 3 to 4 years, rather than catch up their freaking mortgage. What does that tell you? It tells you they have no clue. Okay, so the other thing I wrote is less is more. Casey, because he's good on the phone, this is typically a problem that you'll have as a newbie. You will say too much to an agent. He said way too much, to be honest with you. Is she going to be able to convey any of that to her broker or to her seller? No. Yes or no?
No.
So why give her all that information? She's going to feel overwhelmed. So you're branding yourself with every call. Oh, this is the guy that overwhelms me when I talk to him. Now, are they going to remember that? No, it's going to be a subconscious thing of like, oh crap, when this guy calls me, he gives me a lot of information and I feel really overwhelmed. So what she's going to do is she's not going to do anything about it. You're going to send, no. I want to call her back right now and be like, hey, I'm Casey's partner. Can we just get on a Zoom with your seller and your broker and explain what we do and how we do it and how we're different? And worst case scenario, you keep us in your back pocket as I want to talk to the seller, let them see my face. I want to talk to Eric, their broker. Now, he's not really an idiot, just a figure of speech. I'm sure he's a really awesome, smart guy. I don't even know his last name. I don't know what he looks like, okay? He might be the smartest guy on the planet. But when it comes to this one thing, people will reject the thing they don't understand. So when they say, I've been in the business 20 years, if you've been in the... Did you guys ever watch the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance?
Yes.
What happened to Michael Jordan? What happened to the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan got on that team?
Well, he was a carnivore, and no, I'm just kidding. He did become a carnivore, P.S.
She's a carnivore, so she's into carnivore. So, no, here's what was happening. In the locker room, they were drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, and they were saying to Michael Jordan, what do you know? You're brand new in the league. We've been in this league for 20 plus years. Congratulations. I don't care how long you've been doing anything. And when an agent has to justify how long they've been in the business, I'm sorry guys, but at some point, you shouldn't be an agent. I'm sorry. At some point, you should be the one that owns the real estate. Might be 20 years, might be 30 years, but you should be investing in real estate while being an agent. So when you tell me you've been an agent for 37 years, that's like telling me you've graduated kindergarten 37 years in a row. You do not use that as a justification unless you have been proven wrong multiple times, and the only way you can stop people from, overwhelming you is saying, I've been in the business 20 plus years. So I know that's really strong, but I'm trying to get new people to understand you should not be afraid of agents. She says, Subto is not a thing for us. We've already had a Subto offer. No, you had somebody watching my YouTube channel that submitted a Subto offer and did not get on a Zoom. The way you win that is you go, can we just get on a Zoom and explain it? In fact, I want to call her back right now and go, hey, I was just, I walked into the office. Let me have her phone number. Will you put her phone number in my phone? She might not answer the phone.
The thing I like about that, though, Pace, is she's personally connected to this client.
Yeah.
So she cares. Eric didn't care.
Yeah.
Eric's the broker. He doesn't care what happens to these people. She does. And it's a nasty divorce. And again, these guys are going to put themselves into financial mayhem going short sale or foreclosure. Really, the only way they're going to be able to get out of this and still have a semblance of normal life is if they can do this.
Yeah. So the thing that you have to understand and why I get so into this is because a seller trusted an agent to help them out in a situation, and that agent doesn't know that they're going to destroy that client's credit.
Yep.
What they also don't know, she said a couple things that Casey didn't have the time to overcome because, again, you're only trying to overcome one thing on every call. She also brought up, well, he's going to lose his VA entitlements. That is not true. The average VA entitlement is over $900,000, and you can have multiple houses inside that entitlement. That is not correct. So she's regurgitating information that somebody told her. Okay, so there's a lot. Yes, go ahead. Can we have a microphone real quick? I know we probably already have that set up. Go ahead. Does it? Same thing. Does not affect anything. Okay, cool. Oh, she tried calling me back.
Hello, this is Skylar.
Hey, Skylar, it's Pace. I just walked into the office and was chatting with Casey about your guys' deal.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're driving. You got a couple minutes?
I do have a couple minutes, yes.
Okay, cool. So he was telling me about your client. They've got a short sale, which would obviously destroy their credit.
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen. We don't want that to happen. A lot of times when we're working in these situations, the best thing for us to do is to get on a Zoom with yourself and your seller and explain the process to them so that you guys can come back to us, worst case scenario, if you do not sell this on a short sale.
That is perfect. I actually just got off the phone with her, and I kind of explained to her, just a little quick summary of what I just learned from me and Casey's call.
Okay.
And I was actually going to text him and ask him to set up a phone call between the three of us because she has some questions herself.
Love it. Because here's the thing, okay? This is your first listing.
Yes.
You want to make $500,000 a year being an agent while all these other agents are suffocating? Do you know last year was the slowest retail market in 35 years, and the only agents that are killing it are the ones that understand Subto.
Okay.
So if you understand Subto, Casey and I would love to walk you through this transaction, even if your client says no. Let me show you on a Zoom how I will explain this to your seller, and most importantly, how it benefits us as real estate investors and how it actually benefits the client as well. like to keep it very short, when you're setting, let's set up a Zoom because phone calls are whatever.
Okay.
I think a Zoom's better. They should see how I've been growing my beard out. They need to see how long my beard is. It's pretty awesome. So if we do a Zoom, it's a lot better. They can just see we're normal people, you know, and we'll set that up. But in the meantime, the way that we actually will help your seller is this. Number one, a short sale will stay in their name. And so when somebody says, well, we're afraid that the mortgage is going to stay in my name, when they understand after the Zoom that we will catch up their arrears and rebuild their credit by making the payment every single month, they will want the mortgage in their name. And so the alternative is them having a short sale in their name, right? And we don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so she sounded very interested in it. She did explain, she's like, I really just don't want my name tied to her ex-husband's anymore at all. And then she was like, how is it going to affect me if I want to go get an
Let's go through all that. Let's go through all that. Can we set up a Zoom? Let's see,
She's gonna send me her schedule. She's gonna send me her calendar over email, and then once I get that, I'll obviously relay that to you guys, and we can find a time.
Okay, awesome. 206. What's that area code?
Seattle.
Seattle girl, huh?
Yep. I've been here for 10 years though, so I'm basically a native now, right?
Do you not miss the teriyaki and like Ivers?
Oh my gosh, the teriyaki is the biggest thing I miss about Seattle. I tell everyone that. I'm like, the Asian food there is just uncompared because the culture is a lot.
Yeah, I would say Seattle has second best Asian food behind LA, and it's insane. People have never had teriyaki chicken until they've been to freaking Seattle.
Yeah, or the chicken fried rice. Oh, I miss it so much.
For real. I went to Ivers, which you guys think Ivers is kind of like a dog, like a horrible spot, but even Ivers is phenomenal for people that are from Arizona.
Place?
Yes.
Yeah. Some fish and chips.
Yes, some fish and chips. Okay, so awesome. Just send us a text. Let's get on a Zoom. And regardless of the outcome, just watch how I'll explain all those answers so you can have that knowledge for another deal.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are great. I think you guys have explained the most to me out of any investors I've talked to in real estate.
Here's the reason why. Casey and I buy so much real estate, and who do we buy it from? Is we buy it from agents that we educate on their first, their fifth, their 10th deal. You'll end up doing a deal with us every quarter for the rest of your life.
Well, love to hear it.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Of course, I'll be in touch.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, so
awesome.
You get, here's the thing, guys. We love agents. I will beat them up for one goal. The only goal I have to beat up agents is to let you guys know that they are not holier than thou. I was so deadly afraid to talk to agents when I first got into the business. Okay, so the first 6 years I was in this business, I did not talk to a single agent. Doing 100+ deals every year, I went directly to the seller foreclosure. They called me on We Buy Ugly Houses type of stuff. And then when I became really good friends with Jamil, he's like, you should start calling agents. It's free. I'm like, bro, they know more than I do.
Do you know that I didn't even know what wholesaling was until I joined Subto?
Seriously?
Do you know how many years I had my license?
8.
Almost. 7.
7.
7 years I did not know what wholesaling was. So they don't know shit either, and neither do you. No one knows shit.
Okay, so if an agent, when we get off the phone, it's always preferred to get on a Zoom in those situations over an LOI. And also, do we realize that our goal is to build relationships with people like her, that agent, and to do 4 to 10 deals a year with that one agent?
I really like that agent, by the way.
She's really
great.
I do.
She's got good energy. You should have her come here.
Yeah, her 206 number throws me off. Yes, who has, yes?
I'm working with a real estate agent, and she said Subto is illegal. So, I don't know if she knows.
My friend said it's too complicated. She doesn't want to deal with it. Let her listing.
Okay,
so.
so
You call a seller.
interesting.
And then you prove it to her, and then you're like, uh-oh.
Hey, my agent, my 445 agent asked us to call him tomorrow, just FYI. Okay. We should have a 5 o'clock and a 5:15 call.
I'm the 5:15.
Oh, anybody have a 5? You have a 5? Okay, cool. Very cool.
I don't have any more. Everybody's afraid of me closing a deal, so they didn't give me any more leads.
Ingrid.
So am I good to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's do the thing.
Starbeezy,
Let's do it.
right? Because your last name's not Star, it's like Starbeezy.
Basically, you got it down.
I'm gonna say Starbeezy.
Russian. Hey, Keegan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Keegan, I appreciate you making the time. This is Matt. You and I had an appointment scheduled for 5. Apologies, I'm a little late.
We never had an appointment scheduled. I'm not sure how that. Are you an investor by any chance?
Sounds like
Ronald?
it sounds like you've had your time wasted by a lot of investors then.
I have, and we're really not interested in any lowball investor offers. They're looking to net very close to list price.
So if I was able to pay list price, would it be a waste of time for us to continue this conversation?
If you're able to pay list price and submit it in the form of a purchase contract instead of a LOI,
That wouldn't be a problem. Sounds like we have some room to have a conversation then.
okay. Do you have a real estate agent?
Yeah, I'm sitting with her right now. Her name's Ingrid. Ingrid, say hi.
Hello.
Yeah, so Keegan, we're definitely interested in purchasing the property. I'm looking for another rental. My primary driver for this property, if I'm being frank, is depreciation. My CPA let me know that if I don't buy at least another couple doors by the end of the month, I'm going to be in a tight spot. And so this house looks interesting, but I had a few questions just looking at the pictures.
Okay. What are your questions?
Yeah, I mean, so it looks like it's a newer property, and it looks like your clients have taken pretty good care of it. What's led them to even wanting to sell this guy?
What's leading them to sell?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they've taken really good care of it. I don't think that it's staged based on what I see on MLS.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really here to disclose sellers' desire to sell, other than they want to relocate.
Sounds like you and I need to be friends first.
Huh?
Sounds like you and I need to be better friends then first.
If you want to submit an offer, then that would be fine. But I'm really not here to have a long sales call with you, sir.
Yeah, sure. No, and I appreciate you being forthright. So I'll cut straight to the chase then. My intention is to buy this property as a rental, but based on my current loans that I'm getting DSCRs between 8 and 9 points. Debt servicing isn't going to make sense for it. I know that you've had your time wasted by cash offers. What was that conversation like when you got an offer?
Sorry, what did you say?
When you got your last offer for a loan assumption, what was your client's feedback?
Sir, we're not interested in loan assumption offers. If you want to submit an offer, feel free. I'll present it as I'm required to do so. But
No, Keegan, I don't want to waste your time or my own, if I'm being frank. I'm here in Arizona now. I'm from LA, so I wanted to walk the property to see if it's even possible to get a deal done. Loan assumptions are great, and I obviously love to buy properties that way, but if that isn't something that works for your client, I'm not going to force that down their neck.
Okay, well, your real estate agent's free to schedule a showing through a line showing and show you the property.
So Keegan, before I let you go, because I'm not even sure that this is a good fit for me, if I was to present an offer, say, $600,000 down, and then I asked your client to finance me the rest and be the bank, what do you think they would say back?
I don't think they have the ability to finance that, sir. Again, if you want to submit an offer, go ahead and submit an offer. I'll present it, but this call is kind of a waste of time.
Sounds like we got off on the wrong foot then.
Okay, I'm going to hang up because there's nowhere that this call is going to go. This is a sales call, sir.
Yeah, it's definitely a sales call, Keegan. My intention is to buy the property from you guys, so God willing, you're looking to sell. Ooh, Keegan, I'm calling you back.
No.
I'm here for it. Hey, Keegan, did we get disconnected? That's what I'm gonna hit her with. She's not gonna play. Dang, man.
First and foremost, phenomenal call.
Yeah.
Like really, really good call. The way you pivoted, the way you answered stuff, the way you said, okay, well, how did those calls? Everything was so freaking good. Couple of things. She has no idea why her seller's selling.
Yeah.
So when an agent goes, oh wait, I don't know what. Well, other than they're wanting to move, I don't know why they're selling. Okay. There's a line I use when I'm going down the path that Matt went. Yes.
Are you on mute, or did you go potty and did you turn off your microphone?
No, I'm on.
All right.
You're not in the speakers.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not. My bad. Sorry. I was picking my nose. I don't want people to hear it. It gets really aggressive. Dude, that was such a great call.
Appreciate
like legit.
it.
Guys, give it up for him, please. That was a really good call. Okay, so what is my takeaway on that call? My takeaway on that call is you do not worry about that agent.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that that's the agent representing that seller. That is the identity of an agent who gets fired at the end of the listing.
Right.
1000%.
Exactly.
That is an expired listing all day long. And when you call that seller, you have the ability to go, yeah, I talked to, what's her name?
Keegan.
I talked to Keegan a couple of months ago. She didn't even want to hear me out. I was wondering if my offer ever made it over to you guys.
Yep. Some of my best deals were like this. They would hang up on me, call them back from a different line. Hey, did we get hung up? So that's why I'm always here for it.
Okay, so Matthew went the direction of a Morby method. He was offering a really significant down payment, which is a Morby method. A lot of people in here have not learned what a Morby method is. But he went that route. She got confused. She has no idea what she's doing.
She shut down.
And she shut down and she's like, you're selling me. So I have a line. I go, I'm actually not on a sales call. Sorry. I say, I hope I'm on a sales call because I'm trying to buy something and I'm hoping you'll sell it to me.
That's good, yeah.
Because you're not the salesperson. She should be the person selling you
Right.
on the property.
Absolutely.
So I usually pivot that around and go,
How dare she not know she's on a sales call?
Yeah.
For real.
That is wild.
right. So who's the salesperson in this situation? Isn't she hired to sell a house?
Uh-huh.
If you were her client and you heard that call, would you be happy?
No.
Randy, if you're one of your agents said that and said,
I can't even.
you can't even.
It's painful.
Yeah, it's painful.
Watch, it's going to be down your downline.
Oh, it's painful.
Chances are she is. His downline's so massive. So, it is painful, but that's why we coach people along.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I would do is Matthew's so sharp. So here's what I would do. I would follow up with her in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'd follow up another 60 days. She's not going to answer my call. She might even block me. Plan on it.
Yep.
But guess how I'm going to get that deal done? I'm going to call the seller once that seller lets her go, because I'm going to respect the relationship that the agent has with the seller. We don't go around agents, do we?
Nope.
That is something this community will never do. We will never go around an agent. We respect an agent's responsibility to represent that seller, always.
Can I ask you something on that?
Yes, sir.
So the responsibility is really with the broker, not the agent.
Mhm.
The agent's in derelict. Is the conversation with the broker not in your heart?
It is, but I know that there's so many deals out there.
Yeah.
I got you. So it's
That if I start chasing, okay, so I'll tell you a quick story of how I think that this deal ends up going, and I know Matthew's done deals this way too. So I call the agent, I follow up in 30 days, really respectful. I wait for the pain to maybe grow up a little bit, and if she ends up getting fired, I then call the seller. I call the seller. If I get that deal done, I then call that agent back after we've closed escrow, and I say, hey, this is Matthew, you might not remember me, but I put $2,500 at the title and escrow company that I will release to you on our next deal. And I will recruit her by saying, I got the deal done, and I want to educate you. But if I call her broker, I've lost her forever.
that's a good point.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're a better man than I am.
Well, here's where it's different, right? Agent to agent, that is a really smart move,
Right.
because you guys are representing sellers. I've got time when you guys are trying to offer and you got a family that's like, we need to move into a house, this house works for us, and the agent won't submit the offer, that is a different situation. So yes, 100%. But when you don't need that house.
Nah,
You don't need that. We don't need that house.
We have a pipeline.
Wait.
We have a
Wait, is
pipeline.
that in Mesa?
It is.
She does need that house.
I may. I have some wrap buyer. You know, I have some primary home buyers.
Do we know how many days on market that's been?
Yeah, let me check. This is actually the next
I
one.
actually want to call her back
30
because
days on market.
here's
Yeah,
something
she's-
that 30
she's-
days.
she's green,
Oh,
yeah,
there's
she's
there's
green.
not enough pain there. But
Yeah.
what you'll also, if you start becoming like a part of a bigger team, like there's more than one, Matthew Starbeezy. Know that his personality is probably going to jive with a very specific kind of agent, where my personality would have, I think I would have gotten her. But I'm also very competitive, and I'm an agent pleaser. Like when I hear them, I can I am an agent, so I can understand their pain. And I'll lean into somebody getting annoyed with investors. I'm like, oh my God, I know I have to deal with them every day too. Yeah. They told you, let me pick your brain. Like, what is that? Why do they always want to try and pick my brain? Like, my brain's just fine. It doesn't have piojos. It's good. That's lice, guys, just in case. It just depends. I would encourage all of you, as you guys start working with teams, when one agent doesn't seem to jive with one personality, see if another one will work.
And a lot of times it's male to female. And when you're on a team and you're getting together, like no matter where you are in the country, we have Subto community members that are getting together and doing this everywhere, literally everywhere. And it's not 20, it's 100. Like I get text messages all day long as I'm sitting up here. People are like, hey, we're doing No One Left Behind in my living room and da-da-da-da. She's so right. By the way, Matt. Yes, my agent's sitting right next to me. Ingrid, say hi.
I had to pull that one.
So good. Okay. Yes, sir.
I had a question for Matt.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed that you kept on talking and kept on asking questions, trying to gain more information. Is it like a good mantra, like keep talking till they hang up on you?
Oh, dude, I piss agents off all the time. That's how we do deals. All of my deals are on market, on MLS with realtors. All of our escrows right now come from relationship follow-up. So yes, I pissed you off, and like Ingrid said, I might not be for everybody, but my intention is to help them get paid. The way that I explained it to my team, brother, is I got a Santa Claus-sized bag of money over my shoulder, and I can buy any property in the United States. That realtor doesn't get paid until this house sells. So I have all the leverage in this dynamic. I'm calling her back tomorrow and the day after. You know, Pace said 13 touches. I'll be frank, for us, it's probably about 17. So it's fortunes in the follow-up. Time is the best negotiation tool on planet Earth.
By the way, that's a wonderful question. I never do what he does. I have a different speed.
Yeah.
I have a different gear. I love everything that he's doing, and it's his personality, it's the way he shows up naturally. I would love to make calls with him all day long because there's things I can learn from him and vice versa. That's what's so fun about it. But I wouldn't sit there and do some of his lines that he trains his team on. I would probably go more Ingrid's route. But guess what? This is why sometimes one personality works, one time doesn't. What he did will crush it. If he literally did that over and over and over, this dude, by the way, do you guys know this guy was homeless like 2 years ago, living in his car?
What?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, seriously.
That is good.
So imagine, like, he's in his car. He has all the freaking motivation on the planet. He's got some grit in him. I'm a little bit different. I will continue on the call until I get hung up on, but I would have gone a little bit different path. What I love about what he showed you is that you don't back off. By the way, will she even remember that call in 2 days?
No.
Will? No, somebody else.
Surprised, bro.
Maybe. I don't think she will. I think she's going to get 10 more calls from people, especially as the listing continues to go further and further. She'll forget about him. And he's made so many freaking calls, he'll forget about her too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So what I love about him is that he's acting as if she's going to forget him and he's going to forget her, and this is a fake call with a robot, basically is how he's going through it.
Yeah.
And if you don't go all the way until the end of the call and you get hung up on, which is so rare, like honestly for us to get 2 hangups in one day, let alone in 100 calls, like that's really rare to get a hang up. Maybe on his team, maybe a little bit more. And by the way, I love that style. I would never change a single thing about him. I love that style. And he'll do deals on sellers and agents that I can't, okay? So, and I'll end up buying them from him and vice versa. That's why we have this awesome community. So what he's doing is he's allowing himself to practice these lines on somebody who is already lost. He's already basically lost this relationship because she has her guard up from the very get-go. This is a perfect opportunity in his brain to go, perfect. I have no stress or pressure to make this work. I can start practicing these things that I've heard or think. Now, of course, he's done it 1,000 times. He doesn't need the practice. But how did he get that good? Is because he practiced when it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So as you're on these calls, remove emotion and just go, I'm going to go through the motions all the way until I get hung up on.
And I want to just highlight the thing that you just said there, remove emotion. Do you guys notice that his tone, like you couldn't, I mean, I'll be honest, if I'm on a call like that and somebody's being testy with me and whatnot.
Yeah. Jamil turns into
Yeah,
Ingrid.
I might snap. I might be like, what's your fucking problem? You know? And that's not good, right? Like, I'm not saying that that's what you should do. But I was sitting here thinking, this man is incredible because he kept his tone even, he was regular, he was steady the entire time. I mean, I was really impressed with you. I was really impressed with how you handled that. That was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah.
He's the kind of guy you hire on your acquisition
Yeah.
team, and 60 days later, he owns his own company.
Yeah.
Okay, so such a great call.
Thank you, brother.
I think we have one last call. Is it you? Who is it?
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
As somebody who loves calls, I get pissed off when somebody else has a call besides me.
My agent called me back. Could I try calling her after he's done? Okay.
Star has another call too. He's got an agent on another Morby method that wants to follow up.
You know, yours is a possible Morby method.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which one? The first call?
The one where she's
Skylar?
got all the Jiffy Lube money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He threw that out. He threw out like a big down payment and all that.
Did you?
It was a long call.
We'll give him a couple options.
47-minute call.
Hello, this is Meredith.
Hi, Meredith. I'm so sorry. I thought I was calling Michael. Is this not Michael's line or?
It's not. This is his wife.
Oh, good. Okay. Do you deal with his listings?
I do.
Okay, wonderful. I was calling on the Monty Avenue in Mesa. I'm looking to make a couple of purchases here in the next couple of months, and I saw this one. I noticed that it did have a foreclosure date on it that passed in February, so time is kind of ticking on it. Market's a little sleepy. I thought there could be an opportunity here, so I just wanted to, see what was going on with the house and see if there's an opportunity for us to put something together. Can you give me some details on it?
So this is it is behind on payments.
Okay.
Obviously. So right now the mortgage balance is $450,000.
Okay.
So he is behind on payments about $50,000.
Ooh, okay. 50K behind, so that's going to be hard. And is there a new auction date on this?
May 20th.
May 20th. So he's staring down the barrel right now. Okay. 50K behind, 450 balance. Do you know any of the mortgage details, like interest rate, how long is left?
3.875.
Oh, okay. And how much time does he have left on that?
So he bought it in 2020.
Okay. So he's got a long time. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And how's it been so far? You guys getting a ton of calls? I mean, I'm buying and selling all the time right now. I'm looking at my realtor like, really? She's like, no, the phone's just not ringing, Jamil. I don't know what to tell you. So is it kind of the same on your deal here? Is it just like super sleepy?
No, the numbers are just really tight for a lot of people on this one.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I understand the numbers are just really tight.
Yeah, they are, and with the fact that you guys are listed at 475, 450 is the balance. The 25K is to pay the commissions, I imagine, right? So the seller's probably not walking away with anything, and so I would imagine just wanting to get this house off their back and move on in life.
Kinda, yes.
Okay. And your name was Meredith again?
Yes.
Okay. So Meredith, I want to kind of go through a couple of options. I'm also a cash buyer, so I'm going to look at this deal as a cash investor. It sounds to me like others have already done that, and they've come to the conclusion that it's tight. And so I'm likely going to come to the same conclusion on a cash offer, but I can't say how that's going to pencil out until I actually do it. So I'm going to run this as I'm just going to buy this out cash. You said one thing here that kind of made me interested, that it's got a 3.875% loan on it, and that there's still 25-ish years that are on that loan. And I have a strategy that I've been using and been very successful with that I think could work, where I would come in, pay the $50,000 that they're in arrears, pay your commission, so that that whatever that works out to, and take over the note. And this way they get the property off their back. I'm handling all of the financial responsibilities. They don't have any derogatory things on their credit now because I've taken the foreclosure off. I've paid up all the arrears. I'm putting myself at more risk because I'm going to pay up their arrears and take it over. But if that could work out, do you think your seller would be interested in it?
Possibly. I mean, he's been approached by it a few times.
Okay.
I mean, it would just have to really work for him.
Okay.
He is wanting to be able to walk away with some cash.
Okay. Okay. So like if I was able to maybe sweeten it a bit, pay the 50, pay you, and give him like 5 to 10 grand so he could move on and find a place, do you think that could seal it?
Possibly.
Okay. Then this is what I want to do. I think in times like this, the best way to explain it all is to hop on a Zoom, and let him take a look at me and you guys, or even if you wanted to come to my office, we could do that. But with technology the way it is right now, Zooms are easy. What I would hope is maybe we set an appointment for tomorrow or the day after. I can work through the structure with you guys, show you how we operate. And if it makes sense, we put a deal together and try to close this thing up within the next couple of weeks.
With the amount of offers that we've received from people, I mean, we've received several like this.
Okay.
Would you just be able to send something over?
Yeah.
And run the numbers before we waste anybody's time?
Of course, I'll do that as well.
Okay.
The reason why I said to hop on a Zoom is oftentimes when a seller is looking at those numbers, it looks like Chinese to them. I'm just being honest, right? They're like, I don't get it. What does this mean? What does that mean? And if they're overwhelmed and confused, a confused mind always says no. And so and that could be the determining factor that has them land a foreclosure on their record for the rest of their, for the next 7-8 years, which isn't what you want. You don't make a commission. They have a foreclosure on their record, and they ended up in that spot because they were confused. And so I'm happy to send you over a document that works all this through, but because I've done this so many times, and I can tell you that 9 out of 10 times that document will confuse them more than just us chatting it through. I'm happy to do both, but I just wanted to kind of tell you what I've seen happen.
Yeah, we've received several, and then once people run the numbers, they say that it doesn't work, and it just ends up being a giant waste of time. So I just want to be sure that before we go down that route.
Got it. So you want me to make sure that I'm good with it first. So if I run my numbers and I give you like a thumbs up and say, okay, Meredith, I'm happy with this. I'll pay the arrears. I'll pay you. This is what I'm going to do. Let's hop on a Zoom. That's what you want me to do before you make the appointment.
Yes.
Done. Okay, I'll do that tonight. Expect something from my team this evening, and then let's chat tomorrow and circle back and see if we can make this happen.
Okay, and there is solar on the house.
Leased or owned?
It is leased.
How long is left on that? Are they behind there too?
So it is behind. He has been given like payoff settlements.
Okay.
The most recent one they gave him as a settlement of like $24,000.
Okay.
Of a settlement.
Okay. So there's another.
They are
20. You said how much was that?
$24,000 for a settlement.
Okay.
Or if you're doing like a actual payoff, then it would be, or like if you're doing an actual assumption, then it's like a $60,000 balance. But if
you do a settlement, are they going to take the solar away, or does a settlement work where I pay the 24 grand and I get to keep the solar?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm okay to do that because I'm a buy and hold guy, right? So solar actually, funny enough, it's like a landmine for. I wish that every solar guy that came knocking on somebody's door says, "Hey, by the way, I'm here to ruin your life," because I've seen they've ruined more transactions for people than anything else I've seen. But as a buy and hold investor, solar actually makes sense for me because what I can do is I can rent out a house for a little bit more money and include utilities, and because the solar is there, it actually net benefits me. So I can actually chew on that, and it doesn't make me, heave at all. So let me again look at this again. Now that I have that 24K settlement, 50K balance, your commissions, 450 is what they owe, 3.875. All right.
$2,300 is his payment. It's like $2,277.
And what does it rent for out there? Do you know?
No.
Okay, I can find that out easy. Okay.
Okay.
Meredith, you've been really nice to talk to. I'm thankful that you've heard me out, and expect a call from me tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, but I'll send you an email with some terms on it, and then let's circle back.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good.
Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye. Easy.
Bro, I 100% guarantee you the reason this hasn't moved forward is the solar.
Okay. So tell me why. You think the 24 grand is that much of a deal breaker?
Yeah.
Why?
Or people don't realize that you could do certain. Regardless, solar has killed the seller's credit at this point.
Okay.
I mean, they're not paying it, so you might as well just take it nuclear and tell them, go come pick it up, come pick up your solar. I've actually found that in some cases, all the solar companies completely forget about it.
Oh, really?
It still ruins the seller's credit,
Okay.
but nobody takes responsibility over these sellers. If you guys follow my Instagram, I'm constantly making
Okay, wait.
poo-poo on solar.
So what if I did this, right? What if I said, okay, we're gonna play, we're gonna do a Mexican standoff with the solar company.
Yeah.
We're gonna get you paid up with your mortgage, pay that up. Take care of the agent. I'm gonna take the loan. $2,300 payment on a house worth 500 grand in Mesa is not terrible.
No.
That thing probably rents for $3 million,
Yeah.
right?
Does it have a pool?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
You want to look it up?
Well, because I have a buyer trying to come here from Washington. They need a 4.2 in Mesa, and
Okay.
they're willing to pay $3,000 to $3,500 a month.
Okay, so here's what I love about it,
And
right?
they have 100K.
And they have 100K. I mean, they could even pay the solar up, pay the agent, pay the balance, pay Ingrid and little old me, and they get into this thing. They get into this thing at $2,300 a month as a payment. That's a deal. Look this up right now.
I did. Y'all are looking.
No pool? Why do they need a pool? Pools suck.
Because they have younger kids, and what do you do with them in the summer?
You throw them in the bathtub.
Throw them in the bathtub.
You send them to the Morby's house. They have a massive pool.
This is true. They have a massive pool. Yeah.
So is that a deal breaker for them?
I do believe so. Does it have room for a pool?
How big's the lot?
It's nice. Is it grass yard in the back? 72?
7,200 square. There's room for a pool.
There's room for a pool.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the sales price?
Their balance is, the sales price is $475. Balance is $450. I'm gonna negotiate the crap out of that agent's commission.
Yeah.
Right? To put this together, I'd probably say I'm gonna pay you 10. I'm gonna give them 5. I'm gonna pay the 50K arrears and take this thing over.
In Mesa, though?
You're going to pay who, the agent 10?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Still a couple percent at least, so.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
What is the value of the houses in that?
Don't know yet. I'm gonna have to look that up.
That's what I'm thinking right now, though. If they haven't been able to sell it at $475, is that right?
Well, yeah. To me, this looks like it's a entry fee of 50, 24,
80, 85.
90.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a 90K entry fee
Yeah.
on a $2,300 a month with 3.875.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Really?
That's a good area.
The 202 and the 60. Okay, it's a little easterly. Yeah. That's still a pretty solid area. I was thinking in my head it might be like central downtown Mesa.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Because at 475 it can get a little iffy, but above 500 in Mesa, those are more solid areas. I'm speaking socioeconomically speaking, right? Like what kind of blue collar, white collar kind of jobs. So, okay, that might still be a consideration for them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's noodle on this.
Let's noodle
and,
for sure.
And let's see if
And
we can
F
get them
solar.
something.
I don't care what you say.
You hate it.
I hate it with if there is like a level of hate, solar is the thing I hate the most in real estate. The most.
Understood.
Negotiations with sellers that are distressed and not getting paid though? I mean, isn't it?
Well, the reality is that these sellers are their backs up against the wall.
Yeah.
Right? The agent's back is up against the wall. There is $15,000 to $20,000 in discretionary entry fee money here that we can deal with.
I think so too.
The reality is what really needs to get paid is 50 and 24.
Yep. That's the minimum.
That's the bare minimum. And so this could be a 75K entry on right? And with that location, you might even be talking a $3,500 a month rent comp. I'm going to check it out, but it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible.
Super impressive to go from where you started to where you are now, though, because they got a shit sandwich without you.
Big time.
I mean, they really do.
Big time.
Yeah.
And the agent was well aware of that.
Well, are they short selling?
They don't sound like that's an option they're considering.
But the auctions, didn't you say there's an auction on this?
There's an auction coming up on May 20th. I mean, these guys are staring down the barrel right now.
Like,
No, they don't have a short sale window.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't believe how many agents
We have
are
a
not
play.
at least
Let's ask the master
socializing
if he could make this work.
short-selling.
Pacer, let me give you you got to take this?
I think it's an alarm. Give me all your deals, all deals. Give me all your deals, all deals. I'm just trying.
I'll be humming that tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Catch me up to speed.
Okay. We've got a house in Mesa.
To the bathroom. No, I'm
it's
just
by the
kidding.
202 and the 60. So it's on the Gilbert Mesa border.
Okay.
Okay. It's got a 25-year balance on it. It's a 3.875% loan. They're behind 50K in payments.
That's
okay?
like 2 years.
Quite a bit.
Wait,
What?
what's the house address?
9609 East Monte.
This house has gone around and around.
It's a merry-go-round?
Yeah, the house is not in great condition. The
Okay.
property is caca.
Did you already talk to the agent?
I just talked to her.
And
Yeah.
what's the story?
The story is that their back's against the wall. The foreclosure's on May 20th.
Yeah.
They're behind 50K. They have solar on the house that will settle at 24. So those are the two non-negotiables that have to get paid before this can transact.
So about 3 months ago, that arrears was actually 54K. I've talked to this seller and the husband and the wife.
So
It's
okay,
a divorce situation.
Okay, so they owe more than 50.
Yeah,
you think?
I'm fairly certain I know what this house is.
Okay, double check that. Just
Yeah,
to,
yeah. You
just
said
to-
Monty, right?
9609. Yeah.
Monica says she knows this house too.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a shit sandwich or what?
Your numbers are not up to date now based on like when I last spoke with them.
I love Jamil so much. Oh my gosh.
$2,300 a month payment.
Hey, my wife is in the side chat.
Hey,
just,
Laura.
Just FYI, my wife's birthday is tomorrow, everybody. So send her a DM and tell her. Should we have her come in and do a call tomorrow for her
Please.
birthday?
She's so good.
Happy birthday. We're going to put you to work.
Don't make her work, but she's so good. She came and did a call for us that other
did.
day, and she smashed. She's so good.
She said,
Let's sing it now.
You know, I don't know that she would like that. I don't know. I think the thought counts for sure.
We love you, Laura.
She can't have ice cream. She's lactose intolerant. You know what's so crazy? There's lactose free. Yeah,
Let me
that's
make
true.
sure.
I mean, this house doesn't
She-
caca. It's
when
actually
she had
really
it-
nice
all
inside.
right, when she had Corbin, she turned lactose
Oh
intolerant.
no, that's not the house.
That's not the house.
That's not the house.
I think she can fix that.
That's a different house.
How?
That's
Having another
nice.
baby?
Yeah, that's a nice
Tell
house.
her. Tell her.
Tell her.
No, you're right. That's a nice
That's
house.
adjustable. You hear people coming back from it.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to do your gut in the right order. Have another kid.
That's 100%. I'm down with that. I like that idea.
That house actually would probably do.
Okay, you have a follow-up call? They're good. They want to make the call?
We're under contract. This is more like.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. They'll throw them for a loop.
Yeah, that one. It might be worth
What are
pursuing.
you What are you doing?
Might be worth
Okay, I'm
pursuing.
checking rental comps.
Okay, here's what we should do.
Yes.
We're done with calls for the day, correct?
Okay, yes.
Can we give everybody like a 10-minute break to go pee?
Yes.
And then let's do some whiteboarding stuff and answer some questions for a little bit of time. Is that cool, guys?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. Everybody on let's kill YouTube. Adler, if you don't mind, we'll stay on Zoom. Everybody on Zoom, please stick around. We're just going to do a potty break, and we'll do some Q&A afterwards, okay?